Welcome back to the WJ Finlay Oval. We're 4 minutes away between the Tigers and the Rovers here in Wangaratta. Great to have your company on Optus O&M TV. Or 1494 2AY. Boundary side for the first time this afternoon at ground level for the Newmarket Hotel, the best pub in the world. Scott Montgomery.
Jeez, I thought you were going to say the best boundary rider in the world, but
you are as well, mate.
Oh, you built me up and then. At all, boys, and not a cloud in the sky, so should expect a ripping game here.
Surface underfoot, Monty, looks pretty good, I'd imagine.
Unreal. It's probably...
Yeah. The Wangaratta Rovers are as named, and the Albury Tigers, we believe, just the one change. Jacob Conlon will not take field this afternoon. Max Byrne, the first emergency, coming into the side. Freaky, who are we keeping tabs on the 40-wing stat sheet this afternoon?
Yeah, for the Wangaratta Rovers, we've got Dylan Stone, Brodie Philo, Sam Murray, Jack Gerish and Lockie McCartney. And for the Albury Tigers, we've got Jake Gaynor, Elliot Powell, Braden O'Hara, Riley Bice and Lucas Conlon, as well as we touched on in pre-game. Average leading disposal getter for the Albury Tigers this year so far. And
we are going to keep tabs. Freaky's got a separate column for those that are kick-outs versus non-kick-outs. We'd like to get a bit of a comparison from the best stats man in the business. Boundary side for the Newmarket Hotel. Monty, the toss has been one and done.
Yeah, it's one and done by Sammy Murray. I reckon it's probably his first win for the year too for the toss. So kicking to the Canine and the Rovers.
Very good, boundary side. Scott Montgomery for the Newmarket Hotel. I'll tell you what, boys, we're edging close to the start of this game, and during the week I've been pretty strong on the fact I think the Albury Tigers will win this game, but there's just a little bit of a sense of doubt starting to loom through my mind that the Rovers... There's just a real sense on days like today in front of their home fans, they like to turn it on, Freaky, the Rovers.
Yeah, they certainly do. And obviously Albury not having Jacob Conlon in the side as well is such a big loss for them as well. It straightens them up a lot in that forward half. And it's going to be very interesting to see what matchups do come out unfold in the opening minutes of this game. It's going to be an interesting battle at the tactical side of the game as well today, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Lukey, what's your assessment and the way you think things are going to play out this afternoon?
Well, Gussie, I went with the draw officially for our tips during the week because I just think the Rovers need to rise to the occasion this afternoon. The Tigers coming down the road, of course, after their loss on the home turf last week. The Rovers back on their home deck, as we said, after the bye, and they really have to put something on here for their fans this afternoon. So I've tipped a draw. I'm hoping there's only a goal in it, mate.
Talk about fence sitting earlier on in the pre-game, Monty.
Not bad, is he, Lukey? Let's not upset anyone. Let's just stay neutral. I like it, Lukey. But for mine, boys, I reckon Albury might just turn it on today. These are the conditions they love, young and quick. I reckon they might, 8 to 10 goals their way.
Brad Freak on the 40-wing stat sheet. Who are you going with?
Yeah, I tipped Albury through the week, and I probably tip him. I think it's going to be a lot closer now. Conlon's not out. Big game too, guys. Whoever wins this will be in the top 3 at the end of the day as well. So to get your nose ahead of 4th is going to be a big advantage as the season runs on.
I'm slightly leaning towards the Albury Tigers. I just think their grunt in the midfield is probably one thing the Rovers do lack, and that's an out-and-out bull in the midfield. I think the Tigers have got that in spades with the likes of Elliot Powell.
Lockie McCartney leads the tackles, doesn't he, in the competition, Freaky?
Yeah, he does lead the tackles.
Yeah, that's a bit of grunt.
You see leading the tackles, but I just think they lack a little bit of a ball going through the midfield. Someone that can hit them on the attacking side of things. I think the way Elliot Powell's converted his TDFL footy into the Ovens and Murray has been a force to be reckoned with. And I think if the Rovers are to win today, Sam Murray's going to have to find himself working himself up the ground to get involved a little bit more. First quarter's about to get underway for A-grade oils and batteries. The Albury Tigers will be kicking towards the netball court end of the WJ Finlay Oval. And, of course, the Rovers will be kicking to the Evans Street end or the Canteen end. Or the Can Bar end, Lukey. That's where you're going to be nestled this afternoon.
That's it.
Not too far away from getting underway. Your call team for this afternoon, Scott Montgomery, boundary side for the Newmarket Hotel. Brad Freak on the 40-wing stat sheet. And for McRae Motors, here's Luke Francis.
Isaac Muller and Toby Murray in the ruck. The master and the apprentice. Philo comes away from the centre and gets a long kick forward. Hodgson going back. A couple of bites at it. Put it down. Osborne for the Rovers. Sends it in. Mark Clue. Wilson got a defensive fist to it. Ball hits the ground. And coming through... Hodgson again, on to Gilmore for the Tigers. They mop up and they get to the outer side and Bice comes out for the Tigers, grabs it. Nearly taken by a Rover, back to Hodgson, so a couple of early touches and he gets it out wide to Grills.
Montagong Jim Across half-back, left foot penetrating kick inboard wasn't his best. Nolan's back into the side for the Rovers and he gets his hands on the footy. True centre wing. He's being done for holding the ball and it's going to go the way of Riley Bice on the showground side for the Albury Tigers. Wants to use his trusty left inboard to Lucas Conlon, who, as we spoke about in the pre-game, has started up forward. Lucas wheels and goes, top of the square. Heine Hennessy takes a good strong mark out in front and he'll go back and just pop that one through from point-blank range. The Tigers are on the board early to start. 1 minute played. The Tigers lead one straight to the Rovers, yet to score on the Steel Line scoreboard.
Put that goal down to Riley Bice, mopped it up at half-back, followed up and ended up getting the tackle that got them the free kick, and then he was able to find a target in Conlon, who we spoke about, who's playing forward at the moment, who did the unselfish thing. Probably could have set sail for home, but found his teammate Hennessy in the goal square, who puts it through for the first goal today.
2 early touches for Riley Bice on the 40-wing stat sheet as well, Lukey.
Good on you, Freaky. So the ball making its way back to the centre at WJ Finlay Oval. Round 6, Ovens and Murray action. This is O&M Live, 1494 to AY, and away we go again in the middle. And Muller just grabbed it out of the ruck and got it on the boot. But Williamson for the Rovers takes the mark. So he's got it on the half-back flank over on the far side at the netball court end and goes with about a 25-metre kick. Wasn't a good one for Toby Murray. Muller again for the Tigers. Gets it in forward. Paddy Murray is back there, though, and he takes the mark. So what can they do on this occasion? 20 metres to Sam Murray. What a player this guy is. The former Collingwood Magpie, of course, and coach these days of the Wang Rovers. Moves it up to the forward flank. And the mark is taken, and they go in. And Wilson just positioned himself beautifully for the Tigers, as he does so often, and brings a left foot out, misses Duncan, onto O'Hara, and they try to get it to Powell. And then the ball just, kicked off the ground there, and the umpire's going to call a legging free kick.
No, it was a kicking in danger there, boys.
And it's going to go to Wilson.
Wilson, true centre wing broadcast side for the Rovers, kicks inboard, trying to find the big Ibis. The kick was poor, but the bounce might sit. Board allow Grills to come through. The Tigers overlap the footy and they come back inboard via Bice. Grills kicks inside forward 50. That's beautiful from the Tigers. Falls the way of O'Hara now at ground level. Handballs. Handball was poor. Chamberlain made a good go of that and so did Wilson. And the umpires found a free kick. I think it was for a hold, Monty. And it's going to go the way of Jeff Garlett.
Ball was on the ground. Looked like he was going to take possession and did the smart thing and just threw his arms back while he was about to get tackled. So Jeffy Garlett to have a shot on goal. Had no one standing the mark.
Had a really good game last week too. Jeffy had 21 disposals in that loss against Wangaratta.
So Garlett will kick from 35 metres out on a 45-degree angle. And that's beautiful from Jeffy. It hasn't even made the distance. I took my binoculars down for a second. Lucas Conlon's managed to put it through, and Jeff Garlett hasn't made the journey from 35 metres out. The Tigers' goal, nonetheless. It's gone the way of Lucas Conlon. Talk us through that one, Mont.
It was a great effort on the goal line there by Sammy Murray to try and spoil it through, but it just sort of fell down to Conlon, who was contesting the mark with him, and just popped it through from literally half a metre out. Pretty
good efficiency so far for the Tigers. 3 inside 50s for 2 goals. They've started the game really well going forward.
Yeah, the old set move, hey, Scotty?
Yeah, this is an old 7-point play type looking thing, the way he played it, but well done with Conlon.
Yeah, the boys foxing during the week of training. They knew that was going to be on in the first quarter. So Garlett, as Gussie said, not making the meterage, but Lucas Conlon in the right spot. Back in the middle, here we go. At WJ Finlay, McCartney got hands to it. Alex Jones tried to grab him, and then Garlett comes out again and dishes a handball out to Page. Page in space. Let's see what he can do. He delivers in forward. Here's Conlon playing up forward, Lucas. And the umpire will pay it. So he's hard up against the fence. He's about on the 50-metre arc. Goes with a centering kick. Let's have a look who's down there. Bice flies. Muller's at the back. Williamson for the Rovers. Tried to get the ball out. Garlett, though, puts it on the boot. Ball heading towards the line in front of Cody Shutt. Beats him, and it's gone out of bounds. Let's go down to Scott Montgomery for the Newmarket Hotel.
Spoke about a pre-game, the ruck battle, and what that will mean for both teams. They are working each other over, these boys. They're going deep forward, trying to work them over, get the ball back through the middle and make the opposition work really hard to man them up.
Muller taps inboard, trying to find O'Hara. Left it behind. McCartney comes through. The Tigers win possession. They go inside forward 50, and Heine Hennessy marks uncontested for the second time in the first 5 minutes. He'll go back and have a set shot from 35 metres out on a slight angle. Riley
Bice again, boys. Just stood over that footy and just made sure he didn't get pushed off it, was able to control it and then find his teammate again for the second time. To going inside 50, he's been really good to start this game, Riley Bice.
4 disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet already for Riley Bice.
And I reckon all 4 of those kicks have gone inside attack for the Albury Tigers. Heiner Hennessy to make it 3 straight for the Albury Tigers. He only kicked off 2 steps, and it's to the left-hand side for a minor score. So the Tigers lead 2-1-13 to the Rovers yet to score. It's on the steel line scoreboard. We've played just under 6 minutes on the Macca's time clock.
Sam Murray at the fullback position. Netball caught in. Let's have a look what Sam will do on this occasion. He wants to go to the far side. Look at that spearing kick, and went over the top of Jack Garish. Tigers to Alex Jones now, just lobs it inside 50. Good mark, Boyd. Strong in the midst. That was defensively good play, and then comes out this side to the prime train. Tom Bolsh, and on to Smith. So the Rovers slowing their build up here, and the Tigers have done well to mark them all up. Yeah, Hillary sits under this with Hodgson. Hillary takes the mark, so the Tigers are going to be coming back in. Duncan wants a squaring kick. So too does Muller. Hillary's going to go down the line though. Bolsh sits under it, beats him, goes to Heiner Hennessy. Heiner Hennessy, ordinary kick. Lucas Collins got to go here. Picks it up, gets the handball off to Bice. Bice tries to beat a couple, does, and then smothered by Dylan Stone. And the ball has gone out of bounds. So 13 plays 0 on the steel line scoreboard. Macca's time clock's gone 7 minutes, Brad Freak.
7 inside 50s on the 40-wing stat sheet for Albury already, 2 to Wangaratta Rovers.
So boundary throw-in right in front of the tennis club here at the WJ Finlay Oval. 25 metres from home. Muller palms it in towards space. Gainer put his head over the footy. Bice got taken high. Umpire said nothing in it. And the number 1 tackler in the game, Lockie McCartney, racks up another tackle. Will ball the footy up. 25 metres out directly in front for the Tigers. They lead 13-0 on the steel line scoreboard. Muller to Powell. Powell didn't quite strike all of the footy, and it's across the face for a minor score. The Tigers are dominating to start this first term for A-grade Alls and Batteries. They lead 2-2 to the Rovers yet to score. Boundary side, Monty for the Newmarket.
Yeah, they just look on today, don't they? Look like they're playing this like a final. They've started very, very hot, and their tackle pressure around the footy, turned the footy over a few times, and they've been able to get repeat inside 50s.
Lucas Conlon already up to 4 disposals in the forward half today for Albury.
And then the ball on the outer side. Garish, when he puts the foot down, he's very speedy. Wants to take on McMenamin. McMenamin had him. And then on to Williamson. Williamson, a left foot top spinning kick. Wilson takes the mark. 48 out. Goes on to Dylan Stone. Dylan has a bounce. Duncan's after him. Has to retreat and go back. And then Joe Allen got brought to ground. Williamson again. Spears it in. Good vision. Finding McCartney, Scotty Montgomery.
Yeah, really good vision. And it was smart by Dylan Stone. Knew his left foot probably wasn't going to be good enough from that pocket, so went back and found a teammate, and they already worked their way through it. And Lockie McCartney really working hard to start this game through the middle of the ground. For Wangaratta Rovers, were able to find space inside that 50.
So how are inside 50s looking freaky? Early days, 40-wing stat sheet?
Yeah, Albury up to 7 in this first term. This is only the Wangaratta's third inside 50 inside the first 9 minutes.
So Lockie McCartney with a shot on goal for the Rovers. 14-0 at the moment on the steel line scoreboard. The Tigers lead. Let's see what Lockie can do. To the Evans Street end. High ball across the face to the near side. And it's gone through for one behind. 14 plays 1 on the steel line scoreboard. We're going about 9 minutes on the Macca's time clock. Here's Gus McLeod from McRae Motors on O&M Live.
Around the ground, Sabing Lee. Myrtleford Alpine Saints have the jump on the Pigeons. They lead 13-0. As Gilmore marks in the back pocket in front of the canteen here for the Albury Tigers. Umpire calls him to play on, so he kicks long down the broadcast side wing. Murray, that's Sam, got a big fist into that one. Bring it to ground level. Prime Train's ducking and diving, getting him anti-action there. He's Page. And the umpire says, I'll have the ball, boys. So we'll throw this one up right in front of Scott Montgomery for the Newmarket Hotel.
Yeah, absolutely, boys. You can see there the pressure that's put on the Rovers players as soon as the ball gets near him is unbelievable. As I got my first touch, boys, if you don't mind.
Put that one down for a 40.
Hit him on the chest. Where does he want it?
That looked like a throw from here, Scotty.
Didn't you see? That's how quick my hands are, Leaky.
That's very impressive. Ball back into play. Muller got it down in front and ricocheted off Powell. Muller got it back. Kicks. Shut, though, on the half-back flank. To Chamberlain. Spencer Jones, he took it for the Tigers. Ball's at ground level. Players tearing in. Garish, he got to it first. Now he's on the bottom of the pack. Spencer Jones had him wrapped up, and the umpire is going to call for it. So we're just left of a centre here, opening term, and we've gone about 10.5 on the Macca's time clock. 14 plays 1. Tigers up. Here's Heine Hennessy. After it now, picks it up. Rovers came from everywhere. And then Page on the boot, sends it in for the Tigers. Ping him. And the kick is going to Chamberlain. So Chamberlain, deep in defence for the Rovers, about 25 out from goal.
We've played 11 minutes on the Macca's time clock. The Rovers yet to click into gear in this first quarter. They trail by 13 points on the Steel Line scoreboard. They come out wide. Nolan has to work hard. Beats Ben Kelly. Gets the ball back towards Stone. Over the top. Finds big Paddy Murray, who kicks with the right boot. Long down the line. It's a nice-looking kick to Brody Philo, who marks true centre wing broadcast side. Brody's numbers for 40 wings, please, Brad.
A second disposal for the game.
He comes in board and he finds Sam Allen on a short 45. So the Rovers looking to buy some time here and maintain possession. Umpire calls Allen to play on, so he chisels one nicely towards Jack Gerrish. He's got the runner Philo on the overlap. Sells a bit of candy, if you don't mind. That was clever from the Morris medalist. Inboard goes the ball towards Allen. Gerrish is off to the races. Kicks on goal and he's just missed. To the right-hand side for a minor score. You just notice the sense of excitement willow across the WJ Finlay Oval when Jack Gerrish gets his hands on the footy. It's a minor score. And Luke Francis, Michael Duncan's got the kick in duties as he finds Hodgson.
He does, Gussie. Yeah, so exciting, Gerrish, to watch when he decides to take off. Bice, half-back flank for the Tigers, out of sight. Ends up with Page, got it on the left boot. O'Hara, turn it over to Shutt. Coming through Page again. O'Hara, sweeping hand pass. All Rovers back there, though. Willison, and a 20-metre kick to Nolan. Just fumbled, hit the ground. Page again. That's about his third possession in the last 20 or 25 seconds, I reckon. Gaynor, at ground level, picks it up. Sweeping hand pass out. Pretty rough play here in the last few moments. Ball's gone out of bounds, just right of centre wing as we go back to Freaky on the 40-wing stats.
Yeah, Riley Bice is really dominating this game to start early. He's up to 7 disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet. Braden O'Hara's had 4 for Albury, and so has Lucas Conlon in this first term.
2-2-14, the Tigers. They lead the Rovers 2 behind. Steel Line scoreboard back into play. Up towards true centre wing. Showground side. Nolan, hands on it for the Rovers. Feeds it out, but O'Hara's there for the Tigers. High up and under. Heine Hennessy has a go at it, and so does Daly. Inside 50 go the Tigers. That was clever from Kelly. Coming through is Jones, applying some good attacking pressure. And the umpire says it's spilt out of bounds. We'll have a boundary throw in deep in the pocket. I'll tell you what, Monty, boundary sign for the Newmarket Hotel. The Rovers yet to click into gear.
No, absolutely. They looked a little bit fumbly, haven't they? And their ball movement just hasn't been there. Where you look at Albury, when they're trying to transition the footy from defensive 50 forward, they've looked very sharp and very clean.
Ball back into play. Gerrish had a crack at it. So too to Luke Daly. And then tried to grab it again. Nolan, though, spat it out the back. Ends up with Sam Murray. Takes on Alex Jones. Long, high kick out of defence. Let's have a look who's under it. Big double-fisted from Jesse Wilson. Nolan tried to grab the ball. Couldn't get to it. And it has gone out of bounds. Freaky, give us our leading possession getter in the first term thanks to 40 wings.
Yeah, it's Riley Bice. He's up to 7 disposals in this first term. Inside 50s is what's getting away from Rovers. 10-4 in favour of Albury.
Muller gains about 10 metres out of the ruck. Boyd's lurking in defence. And Daly's happy to take Murray out of bounds for a boundary throw. And around the ground, so Bingley. The Alpine Saints lead 13-12. Lavington 9-7. And the Wangaratta Magpies have kicked 3 straight over the Raiders. Back here at WJ Finlay Oval. Back into play. Gaston's gone into the ruck. Muller tries to keep the ball alive, back in towards a bit of space. Boyd gathers and he kicks long down the line with a big torpedo punt. Up towards half back for the Albury Tigers. O'Hara comes through, links up now with Duncan. Right foot kick to half forwards, good. He's found a teammate in O'Brien. Too far to score for Tom, so he kicks into the pocket, but it's not his best kick. Chopping out nicely. He's the coach, Sam Murray, and he's going to rebound across half-back.
Yeah, he gets onto that boot and he sends it into the middle. Duncan, front spot, ends up with O'Brien, and then back to Duncan. Tried to get the hand pass out to Page, but it was intercepted by the Rovers. Here's Gerrish, or overrun the ball. Alex McCarthy gets it out to Shutt. And here they come towards centre wing. Goes beyond Allen. And now Spencer Jones swings around, gets onto that left foot and sends it down to Bice. So that's probably his 8th possession right now. Inside ball. Ends up with O'Hara, left foot, tumbling kick, not a great one. And then Chamberlain burns off half-back for the Rovers, so it's coming back to centre wing. McCartney comes out, beats him over his hand. Osborne picks it up, gets it on the boot. All Tigers back there, and Spencer Jones takes the mark. Warm day in Wang, 20 degrees currently, and some of these players will be feeling it at quarter time.
Hillary at fullback goes out wide. Dangerous kick towards Page, who regathers on the second bite of the cherry. Wants to go with a dangerous high up and under kick. He puts O'Brien under the pump. Ball falls towards ground level. Hillary's got to be clean. He retreats, finds Page. Left foot kick long down the line. Sitting on there. This one was Wilson for the Rovers. McCartney gathers, kicks inside 50 in the Ibis. Toby Murray left all alone. We'll go back and have a set shot. 35 metres out in a slight angle. The Albury Tigers panicking, exiting defensive 50.
Absolutely. Just the pressure the small forwards were able to put on the Albury Tigers defence there was able to keep the ball in there and give them a repeat inside 50.
Up to 6 inside 50s in this first quarter now, the Wang Rovers. Albury's had the 11. Really need to capitalise by hitting the scoreboard here.
So at the 16.5-minute mark, the big Ibis has a chance to kick the first for the Rovers. To the Evans Street end, Toby. Right foot kick, he likes it. Straight through the guts, and the Rovers are on the board. 8th place, 14 on the steel line scoreboard. It's taken 17 minutes, but the Rovers capitalise in front of goal.
7 disposals in this first term as well for Braden O'Hara, really using his left foot to really well to start this game. Riley Bice, also the other left footer for Albury, is leading disposal getter on the 40-wing stat sheet. He's up to 8 disposals as well for Albury. Sam Murray's up to 5 disposals for the Wangaratta Rovers.
Geez, a talent, Scotty, Toby Murray.
Absolutely. He can play anywhere. I think he's very dangerous when he goes forward. He's swap forward now, and Shane Gaston's gone on the ruck. But just that extra height and extra reach he's got on most other defenders in the competition just makes him very dangerous forward option.
Back in the middle, Kelly down to Gaynor. Here he goes, Jake. He burns out of the middle and puts it on the right boot, looking for O'Hara. Beat him and Paddy Murray. Shut. He's playing a good opening term. Overturned that one, though, to O'Hara. Goes in, and a fist from Sam Murray. Luke Daly at the front. McCartney's got him wrapped up, and the umpire is going to call for it. So this is O&M Live on 1494 2AY. Scott Montgomery, Brad Freak, Gus McLeod and Luke Francis, brought to you by McRae Motors.
So it looks like O'Hara's going to compete in the ruck here. He is, and he's won the tap against Gaston. Murray clears defensive lines with a high up and under, and chopping out nicely. It's a mark taken by Byrne. Low chiselling kick inside forward 50. Mark's been taken by O'Brien. He's too far to score, I would suggest, but he's going to go back and have a set shot, Monty. He's going to have to kick this one 51, 52 metres.
I reckon it's right on his range here, boys. This could be a little bluff, maybe. Just wait for that lead to come, but he's putting the mouthguard in, so maybe he's thinking he's got a chance here if he gets a run up.
It's a shame Elliot Powell's not lurking, or some of those midfielders with the booming boot to give the dish to. So O'Brien, slightest of angles, going to have to kick this one 51 metres. Not the best kick off the boot. It's to the top of the square. And it's helped through for a minor score.
I think it's going to be out of bounds, is it?
Touch the point post, perhaps, Monty.
Yeah, well, the goal umpire backed away straight away, so I reckon he's pretty confident this might be a boundary throw-in.
Well called by Scott Montgomery, boundary side for the Newmarket Hotel. The Tigers lead 2-2-14 to the Wangaratta Rovers 1-2-8. It's on the steel line scoreboard. Hope you're enjoying the quarter for A-grade oils and batteries.
Lucas Conlon, he grabbed it out of the boundary throw-in and shut again on my left foot. Swung it around. Here goes Garish. Tried to get past Powell and decided to come back to Marklew, who's deep in defence at the moment. Then out wide to Allen. Down the line, trying to get Joe Allen. That was Sam who sent it down to him, and Garish fisted the ball out of bounds. Freaky, we'll go to you. 40-wing stats.
Yeah, inside 50s is where the Warburg's right on top at the moment. They're up to 13 in this first quarter to 6 for Wangaratta Rovers. Just getting those repeat entries, but only a 6-point lead at this stage, so Rovers' defence has been holding up pretty well.
Gaston and Kelly both holding in the ruck. Ball falls the way of Garish now. Comes towards Paddy Murray. Got to kick away in the nick of time. Elliot Powell chops out for the Tigers. Busts through the pack and throws it on the boot. But the kick was poor. It's out of bounds on the full. Across left half back. Showground side of the WJ Finlay Oval. And the Rovers will come back across their back line. Murray, this is the coach in Sam. Kicks towards fullback. They come out broadcast side wing via Cam Chamberlain. With a nice looking kick towards Cody Shutt. He marks across half back. And the Rovers are just trying to play the percentages here. Get their hands on the footy. He's got Boyd short. Opts to use him now, the vice-captain and the assistant coach. He comes inboard. This is the best bit of play we've seen from the Rovers all game. Philo, true centre wing, broadcast side, kicks up towards half forward. Hodgson chops out. Osborne applies some defensive pressure. Gilmore, got to be clean for the Tigers, he is. Finds its way now towards Byrne. Umpire calls him to play on. Gaynor goes inboard and finds Wontagong Jim. Grills kicks up towards half forward. Conlon's got a bit of space on Paddy Murray, but if he can gather the football cleanly, he can't. Paddy Murray, superb. Bit slow to get up, big Paddy. And he's been done holding the footy. Lucas Conlon's got the footy, 75 from home.
He does, and he loads up now. Low driving kick, bouncing ball. Wasn't good in the end. And the Rovers pick it up through Chamberlain. And a short one to McNamara. And he goes down the line and finds Paddy Murray. So that was good ball movement, but they're still in their defensive 50. Squaring kick to Toby Murray. And now they want to switch it to Sam Murray. So very organised here. Good play.
Three brothers in a row kicking the footy there, Lukey.
Yeah, it was a Murray-a-thon. That's it, Gussie. And then they come out to the centre wing position. Gaston, one of his first touches on his left boot. Hodgson, good pick-up. And this wide to Spencer Jones. Now, what's he got on? Isaac Muller, the kick wasn't good to him. Chamberlain, up to McCartney, back to Chamberlain. Quick hands, Alex McCarthy. Muller's after him. Gets the ball away, though, to Stone, and then Stone to the half-forward flank. Good kick, and he finds the prime train. Tom Bolsh.
Too far to score, and the Fud's going to want this 1-1 out. The lead comes, and he wants to go long as the prime. Now he kicks to the hot spot. Mark lose the target, and it wasn't the kick going inside forward 50. Hodgson chops out. The Tigers rebound across half-back. Garlett's got the footy. If it sits for him, it does now. Far side of the WJ Finlay. Kicks in towards space. Heiner Hennessy got to work. Gathers cleanly and a big tackle applied. The Tigers have recovered and they got the football at half forward. I tell you what, Monty, this wasn't the kick inside 50 from the prime train.
No, both teams are sort of suffering the same thing at the moment. They just can't find that target inside 50. So that last kick has been a bit rushed and a bit scrappy. So they're neaten that up. Both teams could definitely have some more shots on goal.
14 plays 8. Opening term here. WJ Finlay Oval. Ball on the outer side. Left of centre wing. Garish. Let's have a look. Try to get it to McCartney. Toby Murray might have to clean up. Whistle, and a free kick is going to McCartney. So they'll get it back.
What was that free kick for, Monty?
Just Powell just held on a little bit long in the tackle and took him to ground after he got rid of the footy. So definitely there. Great call by the umpire.
Of course, it's Umpire Appreciation Week, Lukey. Sorry to cut you off, mate. So we've got to be nice.
They got a standing ovation at the start of the game, boys. Did you just miss that one?
Yeah, good on them. Darn tough job, I tell you. You wouldn't see me doing it. Defensive 50. Now, will this be 50? Because Boyd wanted it. He thought Riley Bice knocked it out of his hands after the mark was taken. Umpire didn't believe so. To McNamara. To Paddy Murray. So they're on the arc of the 50 here. The netball court end. Broadcast side. Goes to centre wing. McCarthy versus Grills. Over the shoulder. Yeah, that was probably one he shouldn't have given away, Grills. And Alex McCarthy plays on to Dylan Stone.
Stone shimmies and shakes, wheels and goes, and kicks inside forward 50. Beautiful kick. Prime Train on the lead. Just had enough elevation on it, and Prime Train, we know he's a long kick of the footy. He's going to have to kick this one 48 metres on a slight angle.
And that's one thing Dylan Stone's definitely lifted this year. If he's kicking going inside 50, was able to find the right option. And not only that, he executed the kick over 2 or 3 defenders of the Albury defensive line. So they did a great job there from Dylan Stone to get that one inside.
4 disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet for Dylan Stone in this first quarter as well.
Prime Train to the Evans Street end. He'll arc around on his staggered approach. Tom Bolsh, the Prime Train, high up and under, and the scores are level at the WJ Finlay. Sunjan goal today from the Prime Train, and scores are level at 2-2 apiece on O&M Live. It's great to have your company, whether you're tuning in from on 1494 2AY or streaming right across the globe on Optus O&M TV. Thanks to Steelline. Scores are level, Monty.
Yeah, that's it. It's been one of those games. I think Albury's probably dominated 15, 20 minutes of the first quarter, but then it went back the other way. Rovers able to find those 2 inside 50s where they've had shots on goal and been able to get it back to a level game. 14
inside 50s to 8 in this first term, favour of Albury, but scores a level. Wangaratta's just been able to take a little bit more efficiency when they do go forward.
24 minutes gone on the Macca's time clock. We're all square here at WJ Finlay. 14 apiece between the Rovers and the Tigers. McCarthy on to McCartney. And then McCartney, straight to Sam Murray, pushing up from half back, and they've got their tails up at the moment, the Rovers, and he goes forward. Mark Clue comes tearing out. Wilson gets a defensive fifth to it. Hodgson's been very good in the opening term. Back to Wilson. Short one to Alex Jones for a corridor kick. And that brings quarter time here at WJ Finlay Oval. Terrific quarter of footy for this round 6 clash between the Rovers and the Tigers. And it is all locked up. 2-2-14 plays 2-2-14. This is O&M Live. And remember, on O&M Live, you will not miss a thing.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a crumbed barramundi fillet served. Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a crumbed barramundi fillet served with chips and dill hollandaise from just $22. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SSNA.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Albury Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
Go where you can live and learn locally. Go where students come first. Go for the choice of 120 courses across 11 campuses. Go for it with GoTAFE.
0.0% alcohol. This changes everything. Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
How many subscriptions do you have? One for entertainment? And one for news? And meditation? One for sport? And one for music? Whatever you're into, you can now manage select paid subscriptions in one place and save up to 10% with Optus SubHub. Discover what's trending and save by bundling them all together. Streamline your subscriptions with Optus SubHub. It starts with yes.
GoTAFE is hiring, and we want you on our team. Flexibility, professional development, generous remuneration, and a staff wellbeing program are just a few of the great benefits we offer. If you have a passion for your skill or qualification and you're looking for real work-life balance, then GoTAFE is the place for you.
GoTAFE is leading,
inspiring,
hands-on,
flexible, fabulous.
We have dozens of trainer positions and corporate roles open right now. Get in touch today.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a crumbed barramundi fillet served with chips and dill hollandaise from just $22. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SSNA.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend, we bring you the best live broadcast.
Finlay Oval, quarter time between the Rovers and the Tigers, and the scores are level at 2-2-14 apiece. Gus McLeod, Luke Francis, Scott Montgomery and Brad Freak with you on O&M Live. And Brad, you've got the Optus Quarters best for your local Optus stores in Albury, Wodonga and Wangaratta.
Yeah, in that first quarter for the Albury Tigers, we'll go through first. I thought Bryden Hodgson across the half-back line stood up really well for them, and Riley Bice through the middle of the ground was outstanding as well for the Albury Tigers. For the Wangaratta Rovers, I thought Lockie McCartney in the middle of the ground really got them going in there, and I thought Toby Murray in the ruck was really good as well, got them going, and kicked a nice goal as well to get the ball rolling for them. If we have a look at the 40 Winks stat sheet for that first quarter, as we touched on through that first quarter, Albury had 6 more inside 50s than the Wangaratta Rovers, 14-8, but obviously Wangaratta been able to take more advantage of them when they go inside 50. All the other team stats are very similar. Centre clearances, Albury 3, Wang 2, and marks inside forward 50. Wang have had the 4 to Albury's 3. If we look at the possession getters, start the Wang Rovers side of things. Sam Murray up to the 8 disposals. Jack Garish had 7, and Lockie McCartney had 6 for them. For the Rovers, for Albury, Riley Bice and Braden O'Hara both had 8 disposals in the first quarter.
Boundary side for the Newmarket Hotel, Scott Montgomery. What do the coaches have to say at the first change?
Yeah, Sammy Murray was pretty happy with the way they fought back in that quarter. Thought that Albury all over him early, which he was probably right there, but just thought that their inside 50s, they just rushed a little bit. They've spoken about they want to be patient. They want to find the right option. Don't just pull the trigger because it's there, because they know how well Albury's set up behind the footy. Whereas, listen to Sean Daly, he was quite composed. Just thought that their defensive work off the ball was a little bit poor. They probably got a little bit skinny to one side instead of trying to stop the link-up handball that they've been able to get through the middle, which is probably what got Rovers back into that quarter.
Monty, we all made the assessment at quarter time. We thought the skills from both sides were quite scrappy, and there's no real reasons weather-wise to blame.
No, none at all. No wind. Absolutely nothing out there, boys. I think it's just more so the pressure that both teams are putting on around the footy has made those skill errors, and probably just, as Sam said, just rushing those kicks inside 50, which is probably forcing them to make mistakes and making it look a lot worse than what they have been.
Quarter time around the grounds for Bingley, 39-19. The Pigeons over the Saints. The North Albury Hoppers lead 1-6-12 to the Panthers 1-3-9. And the Birrelea Park, the Raiders trail 1-1-7 to the Wangaratta Magpies 7-3-45. Spectators slowly trickling off the ground here at the WJ Finlay Oval, not too far away from recommencing our O&M Live match of the day with scores level at 2-2-14 apiece. Umpire holds the Sharon aloft, and Wodonga Pumps and Mowers. You're with Luke Francis on O&M Live.
Yeah, here we go. Second chapter. Let's have a look. Murray and Muller virtually broke square. McCartney at ground level, and then Powell came tearing through. Stone got it to Philo. Off to Toby Murray and then to Shutt, and they shift it to the outer side. Williamson takes the mark in front of Page. So the Rovers start the second term very sharply, and then a low ball going inside 50. Wilson playing in front, tried to get the handball over the top to Duncan. And then Duncan comes right out wide here to centre wing. Shutt's going to go back with the flight. McNamara came out, got it to Heine Hennessy, back to O'Hara, and then over the top now to Heine Hennessy. And Heine Hennessy, smothered by Nolan. He regathered though, went to Paddy Murray, ordinary kick, put Smith under pressure, spits it out the back to Cody Shutt, and he goes back to Sam Murray on half-back.
It was a nice weighted kick there from Shutt. Had to be methodical exiting defence. And he finds the coach in Murray. Ran into trouble, handballed to himself. The umpires found a free kick. It's going to go the way of Murray for a high. And Monty, Sammy dug himself out of jail there.
He did a little bit. He was a bit lucky, wasn't he? Because he likes to take it on Sammy, but sometimes he does it a bit too early. And there was the out-of-zone umpire that paid that one, so it was definitely there. But, yeah, a bit lucky there, Sammy.
A true centre-half back, Evans Street end. Comes out to Nolan. Great to have him back in the side for the Rovers. Of course, suffered a rib injury in the season opener. Nolan's got the footy across right half back. Uses the left boot with an ordinary kick. Isaac Muller spilt a mark he should have taken. Powell comes through and mops up nicely. Gets it onto Page to the centre of the ground. Inboard towards Garlett, who marks, runs, kicks from 45. He's made the distance this time, Jeff. Kicks a Sunjan goal today. And the Albury Tigers making the Rovers pay for a costly turnover across half back. They lead by 6 points on the C&V truck and bus scoreboard.
A really poor kick there, and Elliot Powell was able to mop up the drop mark from Isaac Muller, and it was a great kick going through the middle. Found the dangerous man in Garlett, and Dylan Stone just overran the mark there. He probably should have just held up, knew he wasn't going to be able to spoil it. But then Garlett just great poise and finish from 45. Perfect way to start the quarter for the Albury Tigers.
Early touch for Elliot Powell in this second quarter. Only had the 2 disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet in the first term, so get his confidence up with a nice early touch there.
Yeah, so a 6-point lead to the yellow and black. We've gone about 2.5 on the Macca's time clock here at WJ Finlay Oval on a Saturday afternoon. O&M live action, round 6. Let's have a look back in the middle. Alex
Really holding that eye there. So those two having a good battle there, Powell and McCartney. Both bulls.
Philo, low kick going forward. The prime train through his mitts. Free kick push. He'll get it, Tom Bolsh. Scotty.
Yeah, Jay Hillary there. Just probably knew he was a little bit slow off the mark, and the prime train had him on the lead, and yeah, just got a bit clumsy and fell into the back there. So good decision again by the umpires.
Yeah, so Tom Bolsh with the ball. Now, by the time he makes contact, he's right on the 50 arc, I reckon. So let's have a look.
I'm backing him in, Lukey.
The prime train. Here we go, Gussie. Let's see what he can do. He's a fan. And he winds up, and that is absolutely horrendous.
Gussie just did a Robbie.
Bounces, and then McMenamin.
That'll get a run in the blog.
Mark Clue, Hodgson, McMenamin. Gee, the working tight. Wilson gets pushed across the line by Dylan Wilson for the Rovers. And Hodgson has it at the full-back position as we go to Gus McLeod for McRae Motors.
I reckon I'm going to make an appearance in the blog with that call there, Monty.
Yeah, Robbie actually got someone on the run last week, which I've never seen him do before, but he nailed someone on the run, said they'd kick it before they kicked it, and yeah, just like you did just then, Gussie.
5-point ball game. The Tigers lead 20-15, and Gainer's got it at centre half back. Bryden Hodgson been best on the ground for the Tigers. Marks just behind the centre circle, and he goes to Page. Trusty left foot kick. He goes out towards Elliot Powell in front of the C&V truck and bus scoreboard. He kicks up towards half forward. Garlett marks. Uncontested where the arc of the 50 meets the boundary line. Showground side. Kicking inside forward 50. One-on-one. Heiner Hennessy. Shut was clever. Used his body nicely. They retreat now. Murray finds Murray. Sam to the Ibis. And the Ibis marks in the pocket, and he's going to go with a 1-2. He ignores the coach. Interesting move there from the Ibis.
He's not happy about it at all, Sammy.
And the Ibis kicks long down the line, and he's going to turn the footy over. And Wontagong Jimmy Grills marks 65 from home.
He does, and then a squaring ball to Powell. So Elliott's got it. Man on the mark's about 53, 54 out. Goes in. Nice to Garlett, who's playing a great game, Freaky.
Yeah, he certainly is. He played really well last week as he plays on and kicks it to Lucas Conlon, who marks inside forward 50, which we've said earlier, swung inside 50. But Elliot Power, he's already up to 3 disposals in this second quarter. He only had 2 in the first quarter on our 40-week stat sheet.
Scotty, we spoke about pre-game how they keep the open 50 for Jacob Conlon. It was certainly a case of that for Lucas just then.
Absolutely. Just their leading patterns. The small mid-sized forwards get out of the way. They get in and out so the defenders have to actually go with them rather than just standing around. So great play by the Albury forwards.
Lucas Conlon looking at his second term. And we've gone about 5:40 on the Macca's time clock. Exactly, actually. And he does kick a double. So the Tigers, they get out a little. So 4-2. 4-6 is a 24. So 26 plays 15 on the C&V Truck and Bar scoreboard. That's it. We've gone about 6 minutes on the Macca's time clock.
Not bad there, Lukey.
Do we want to send me calculator up there, Lukey?
Yeah, I'm not the sharpest. I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, Gussie. Let's be honest.
That's never your strong point, Lukey.
No,
Brad Freak, 40-week stats.
Yeah, 3 disposals in this second quarter already for Elliot Power. As we touched on, his influence is starting to become on this game.
The Ibis won the ball down. Kicking inside 50 was Gaynor. Garlett held by Nolan. Umpire said nothing in it and play on. Losing his footing there was Boyd. Nolan comes through and regathers the footy on towards Chamberlain. The Rovers exit defensive 50 and get it up towards the true centre wing. The Tigers have numbers, one of whom is Riley Bice, and he marks just forward of true centre. On the left boot, inside forward 50, trying to find O'Hara. Brought it to ground level. Picked his pocket, did Heiner Hennessy. In towards a bit of space. The Rovers have numbers in defence. Boyd's there, uses Murray.
He's got nothing up the ground, boys.
Well spotted there by Monty. He wanted to come the broadcast side wing, but he chips inboard and finds McCartney, who's playing some game for the Rovers, but he doesn't have anyone to kick to, so he kicks dangerously inboard to the prime train, and he marks at centre half back for the Rovers.
He does. Prime train. Coming to a station near you. He goes wide, Bolsh. So to the half-back flank. He's got Chamberlain out there. So far side, Evans Street end. Tigers holding them up and corralling them to Stone. Haven't gained much territory. Now to McCartney. Just put it down, regathered. Did well in the end. And then got it off to Sam Allen. And Sam with a long kick forward here. Let's have a look. Wilson flew. Mark Lou stayed down on the boot, dribbling towards goal. Wrong side of the post. So 26 plays 16 on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard. We've gone 8 minutes on the Macca's time clock. Scotty Montgomery, down to you for the Newmarket.
He'd be disappointed in himself there, Alma Fudd. You probably could have taken him on and got a bit closer and got straightened up, because that kick along the ground that far out never really goes through. So a bit disappointing there. It was a great lead up and build up by the Wangaratta Rovers. 8
minutes gone in the second term for Wodonga Pumps and Mowers. The Tigers fumble. Grills goes to Hodgson on towards Gaynor. He ducked his knees and got himself out of a bit of trouble. The handball over the top found Grills once again. Heiner Hennessy on the overlap, and here's McMenamin through the centre of the Finlay. Up towards half forward. Garlett marks on the second bite of the cherry. Too far to score, so he finds O'Hara. O'Hara kicks to the top of the goal square, but shuts all alone. And he chops out, and he finds the coach, Sam Murray, who's got a paddock of space, and he kicks inboard as we get freaky. For the 40 Wing stats update, would love to know Murray's numbers as the Rovers kick up towards half forward. Now true centre wing, balls out of bounds. Brad Freak, 40 Winks.
Yeah, he's up to 12 disposals in this game, Sam Murray's had 4 in this quarter alone for the Wangaratta Rovers on the 40 Wing stat sheet.
Second turn brought to you by Wodonga Pumps and Mowers, great sponsors of O&M Live. Let's have a look here what the boundary umpire does. That's taken by Muller, tried to get it off to Gaynor, and then coming in hard was Garish. Jake rode the bump. Got a good handball into O'Hara. Sweeping one to Powell. McCarthy's after him. Went straight through Sutton McCarthy and then put it on the boot and sent it forward. Bouncing ball back there. Garlett one way, back the other. Trying to get around Nolan. Right foot. And Sam Murray just sitting there waiting. Almost like he had a crystal ball, Scotty.
Yeah, he read it well there, Sammy, didn't he? And I don't think Jeffy knew he was there. Otherwise he might have tried to put a bit more air on it. But a couple of times now, Powell's looking for Freaky.
Will do, mate.
Elliot Powell is starting to work himself into this game. Murray, handballs over the top, finds McCarthy. And the umpires fade a free kick here for a high. It's going to be against
duck into that, try and take the tackle?
I thought his knees might have dropped a little bit, Monty.
A bit stiff there, I reckon.
But in umpire appreciation round, we'll let that one slide.
They got it right.
Up towards true centre wing. Well done by Jones. Muller, hands on the footy now for the Tigers at true centre wing broadcast side. O'Hara's on the overlapping handball. He feeds one now to O'Brien. Gets towards 50 and finds Kelly on the lead. Ben Kelly marks 45 metres out in a slight angle. And he looks like he wants to give it off.
No, I reckon he's going to have a shot, mate. I reckon he's got your bluff there. But how good was that lead up again by hands? Muller over the top to O'Hara and then finally to O'Brien. And they just went short. They lowered the eyes. A lot of times they've been blazing away, and Sam Murray's been in the right spot a couple of times already this quarter. So great use of the footy going inside 50 there.
So Ben Kelly to the Evans Street end. 45 metres, he'll have to kick the footy, young Ben, on a 45-degree angle. Kick looked ordinary off the boot, but it's bent back beautifully. Swerve through the air like a Glenn McGrath in-swinger. And the margin's out to 16 points. The Tigers have kicked 3 on the hop. 5-2, 32 to the Wangaratta Rovers. 2-4-16 on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard.
Aubrey's doubled them with the inside 50s in this game so far, up to 22-11, and now they're really starting to put that ascendancy on the scoreboard as well. Braden O'Hara is up to 12 disposals on the 40 Wing stat sheet as well. For the Albury Tigers, he's really being influential with his left foot across the ground. As we touched on, Sam Murray's had the 6 disposals in this game. That's 14 for the match so far for the coach of the Wangaratta Rovers.
As we said earlier, Scotty, bit of sting in the sun, so I reckon the rotations will play a big part as this game goes on.
Yeah, both teams are rotating very heavily early in this second quarter. They're just trying to get players on and off as quick as they can.
Back in the middle, Muller and Gaston. Garish came out. Alex McCarthy now picks it up and goes to Sam Allen, on to Jack Garish, and then he gets one forward here. Let's have a look who's down there. Over the back, Hillary. Tom Bolsh has got
the other way, I reckon.
kick.
Yeah, I thought they might have been looking that way. There was a little bit of a push, and I reckon the prime train sold it for everything it was worth there. So the umpire's seen it and paid the free kick.
Yeah, so the prime train just electing to slam on the brakes late, or release the brakes, and he slid forward. They got a free kick, and now the ball's with Mark Lou. And he's about 15 out.
Do you reckon that previous set shot was lingering in the back of his mind when he passed that one, Monty?
1,000%, Gussie, absolutely. And him and Elmer are good mates, but yeah, they put him in probably a worse position than when Prime was.
This would make it a 10-point margin to the Tigers. Alex has got it. He kicks it, so that's a third for the Wang Rovers. 32 plays 22 on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard. We're gone 12 minutes 40. There you go on the Macca's time clock as we go to Freaky on the 40-wing stats.
Yeah, only the 4 inside 50s in this quarter for the Wangaratta Rovers, but only still down by a goal in this game. They were really effective when they did go forward in the first quarter, and they're looking to hopefully keep that trend up in this second term now and keep hitting the scoreboard on a regular basis.
Boundary side for the Newmarket Hotel. Scott Montgomery, you're right in front of both camps. What's the messaging from either side?
Yeah, I think the Rovers are pretty happy with themselves at the moment. The last 5 minutes, they thought they'd been all right. The way they're linking up, and for Albury, very disappointed with that one. They thought they probably should have done a little bit better for Mark Lou to get an easy shot on goal like that with no one checking him with that easy mark.
For CMV Truck and Bus, the Tigers lead by 10. Muller lost his footing in the ruck contest. Philo tried to bury his way through, and Muller's down here.
Hasn't got up, boys.
I've got the binoculars on. I reckon he's done a shoulder or a wrist here, boys. He is in a lot of pain. I reckon he's done a shoulder.
I reckon it could be worse, boys. I reckon he knocked his head. He fell on it flat on his back. And,
I think his boot hit sort of the heel of his boot, and with the footy boots, they slipped out from underneath him, and he landed really heavily, probably right in the middle of the ground where obviously there's the cricket pitch in there as well. Obviously, being fairly dry the last couple of weeks, so it'd be pretty hard out there in the middle of the ground as well.
Just pulled up the McRae Motors replay here, boys, and Monty, you bang on the money. Isaac Muller's head has hit the cricket pitch at a serious rate.
And it's one of those signs when a player's arm just sticks straight up like he did when he looked like he was trying to get up. That's a sign that there might be a bit of concussion too, boys.
And boys, he's got blood just coming from the just behind his right ear.
Yeah, he's in a bad way. He's a bit wobbly on his feet there, boys.
Oh, he's in a real bad way, Isaac Muller. So if you just joined the broadcast, 10-point lead to the Albury Tigers, and Isaac Muller's had a slip in the ruck contest, and his head has landed quite hardly on the cricket wicket. When Monty, you were out there at the start of the game. Doesn't matter what time of the year it is, the cricket wicket, the turf wickets are still quite solid.
Absolutely they are, because they don't want to put too much water on them in case they get rain and then they just turn to a slosh pit. So they are very, very hard, and it was firm out there. So, yeah, I don't think we'll see Isaac again for the rest of the day, and probably for at least next week, the interleague, he's probably out of that too, boys, I'd imagine.
So Isaac Muller has been taken from the ground with concussion, we believe. He's copped a pretty nasty head knock, and Monty, with all the protocols that are involved with local footy and even high-level footy these days, the state that Isaac is in at the moment, I reckon you've hit the nail on the head. I reckon he's out for today, and I dare say he will struggle to play interleague footy next week.
Yeah, and as tough as he is, he's trying to get himself off, but Chris Hyde's just trying to hold him up because you just don't know what might happen. Obviously not fully there at the moment, but yeah, I dare say that's his day over.
Thoughts are with Big Izzy, one of the better men in Ovens and Murray football. He looks to be in okay spirits now, Monty, as he comes to the bench, the big ruckman.
Yeah, it looks like he knows what's going on, but they'll obviously do all the protocols now and ask all the questions they need to see how he is.
It's a big role for Ben Kelly. He's been thrown into the ruck now for the Tigers. Umpires restarted the play. Here's a go now for Kai Williamson. Handball, missed Paddy. Alex Jones came through like a bull in a China shop, wrapped up in a big tackle, and the Tigers will have a restart 35 metres out directly in front. Lukey.
Well, Gussie, yes, a big loss. Isaac Muller coming to the bench. So Gus McLeod and Scott Montgomery all over that one. And Gainer brought to ground by Williamson. And the umpire to call for it again. So let's have a look at this contest. Conlon versus Toby Murray. And then Paddy Murray got a fist to it. Garish got it out to Philo. Philo, a quick one. On to Williamson. To the prime train in Bolsh. Now to Allen. Got it inside. The Kelly picks it up for the Tigers. On to Gainer. Juggles and then goes to Powell. And Powell takes off in those orange boots and sends it forward. Garland at the back. And at the front was a nice mark to Boyd. And he plays on to Sammy Murray. And they're away on the outer side.
Wants to find Wilson. The kick's a beauty from the coach. Wilson marks in front of the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard, which reads 32-22, favouring the Tigers. Up towards half forward, Jesse Wilson done well against Mark Lou. Mark Lou kept it alive. Getting amongst the action there is Dylan Stone, out of bounds for a boundary throw-in, just favouring true centre for the Rovers. 3-4-22, the home side, the Wangaratta Rovers, to the Albury Tigers, 5-2-32, midway through the second quarter for Wodonga Pumps and Mowers.
Kelly went over the back. Williamson picks it up. O'Brien quickly pounces on him. And the umpire calls for it again. Freaky, inside 50's second term on the 40-wing stat sheet.
Yeah, 10 for Albury, 4 for Wangaratta Rovers. Very similar story as it was in the first quarter.
32 plays 22. The Tigers with a 10-point lead on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard. And we've gone 17.5 on the Macca's time clock. McCartney inside the centre square, and then just lobs it up, looking for a teammate. Heiner Hennessy, good mark, going back with the flight. Scott Montgomery for the new mark.
Yeah, great grab there by Colby. Heiner Hennessy just didn't know what was coming, but went back, never took the eyes off the ball, and a really strong grab.
Kicks up the line, trying to find Lucas Conlon, who, if you've just joined the broadcast, is playing at full forward with the absence of his brother. There was a hairline fracture in his jaw. Lucas plays on, runs himself in a bit of trouble, finds Hodgson, whose right foot kick links up nicely with Byrne. He comes inboard, his kick was poor, it was touched off the boot by McCartney. Alex Jones has to work his way around a telephone box, and McCartney's been everywhere, and he's a bit too much involved in that one. He's given away a free kick. And it might have been a clever free kick, Monty, because he's slowing the play up here.
Yeah, absolutely. They probably had a couple out here, the Albury boys, so good free kick in the end, but probably one of a little bit rough. You don't want to take it on any further.
Tigers going forward. Sam Murray got a fist to it. Dylan Stone after it. So too was O'Hara after him. Then Alex Jones tried to dish it out. And taking it was Gaston on the left foot. Hodgson sits under it and takes a mark on true centre wing. Now Page is on in the middle. He goes shorter to Wilson. And Duncan's running and wants it on the outer side, but he goes direct to Lucas Conlon, straight up the middle. Lucas plays on, lobs it up to the goal square. Pack back there. Bice plays on, kicks a goal. He kicks a goal, so well done to the Albury Tigers. That was slick ball movement. They get their sixth. 38 plays 22 on the CMB Truck and Bus scoreboard. And we've gone about 19 and a half here on the Macca's time clock. Freaky, back to you on the 40-wing stat sheet.
Yeah, Riley Bice up to 10 disposals now in this game with that goal there as well. He's been really influential. Braden O'Hara up to 12 disposals in this game as well. Sam Murray for the Rovers is up to 15 disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet. The inside 50s, as we keep touching on, is where Albury's really on top. 11 in this quarter to 5.
38 plays 22, favouring the Albury Tigers. And Ben Kelly's going to have to ruck the rest of the game. If you just joined the broadcast, Isaac Muller taken from the ground with concussion. Here comes Powell. Inside 50 go the Tigers in the Conlon direction. Well done by Boyd. Made a good contest. The Tigers have numbers. They feed it back to Lucas, and Murray chops out at fullback once again. Monty, I think that's about the 5th time he's done it today for the Rovers.
Yeah, reads it the best, doesn't he? Lets his player go up to the ball where they're not going to influence it, and he goes to the goal line and chops it off many, many times. So he's done well today, Sammy.
Yeah, he's like a goalkeeper back there. Soccer goalkeeper. Spencer Jones, ordinary delivery forward. Made it hard for Lucas. Chamberlain spits it out the back to Sam Murray, then on to Will Nolan. Left foot gets Smith. So Smith just inside the defensive 50 arc. The Evans Street end comes to centre wing over the top of Hodgson. Prime train brought down by Byrne. Umpire says you're gone. So Byrne will take it. Those sky blue boots. Duncan's still on in the middle if he wants him. That offers off now and then goes to the half-forward flank. Bice, who kicked the last goal, heading towards the line. How will the umpire adjudicate this? Boundary throwing, Gus McLeod for McRae Motors.
Boundary side, Scott Montgomery, Newmarket Hotel.
Yeah, I see a few of the Rovers boys appealing for a deliberate there against Riley Bice, but I don't think there's much else he could do. Just threw it on the boot, and that's just the direction it went in. But just at ground level, boys, this game has gone up another notch. I thought the first quarter was really hot and heavy, but it's going again here. It's like a finals game out there. Very quick, very sharp, and the pressure around the footy is next level.
McCartney, hands on the Sharon, got it in the Osborne direction. And Joel Smith couldn't quite keep that one in the field of play. Around the grounds, Brad Freak for Bingley.
Yeah, Yarrawonga too good for Myrtleford up at the McNamara Reserve at the moment. Lavington with a 7-point lead over North Albury, and Wangaratta Magpies up by 61 points over the Wodonga Raiders.
21 minutes gone. Macca's time clock. O&M live at the WJ Finlay Oval. The Ibis wins the tap down. Power got taken high. O'Hara got amongst the action. Well done by Philo. Feeds the football out towards Nolan. The bounce didn't favour Nolan, but he regathers nicely. Hillary left it behind. Marklu's worked his way up the ground. In towards McCarthy. Back towards the Fudd. Marklu. Handballs over the top. Had to get over the top of Ben Kelly. And he swatted it like a volleyballer. Ben Kelly. Hands on the Sharon. Ball's gone out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. 22 plays 38, boundary side, Scott Montgomery for the Newey.
Albury defending that ball movement really well there. Come out of line and we're able to confront. We're making them force the handball rather than giving a free-flowing one, which they normally do, Rovers, and link up. But, yeah, great defensive work there by the Albury Tigers team.
Kelly and Toby Murray, Philo. Oh, great clearance from Brodie. And then he spots up one in the middle. Oh, he misses. Smith over the back. And coming through is Chamberlain. Smith again. Garlett tackles him. Then Duncan spits it out to Page. So the Tigers did so well. Then down to Heiner Hennessy on the half-forward flank. In front of Paddy Murray. Tobias. So he's about 48 from home. Hard up against the fence. Now inside to Heiner Hennessy. Colby has a shot on the sticks. Has he got it?
Wow.
Yes, he has. That's Albury 7th and Colby. Heiner Hennessy's double. 2 for him. And, well, they get away a little, the Tigers. So 44 plays, 22 on the CMB Truck and Bus scoreboard. Let's go to Freaky on the 40-week stat sheet.
Yeah, just getting a wave of momentum going Albury's way. Now 15 inside 50s to 5 alone in this second quarter. Jake Gaynor and Braden O'Hara both had 5 disposals in this quarter. Elliot Power as well has had 6. So the prime ball winners for the Albury Tigers are getting around it and really getting the ascendancy in this game now.
Monty, any updates on Isaac Muller for the Newie?
Nah, nothing yet, boys. Still just sitting there, just getting looked at. Obviously, they wait normally 10 minutes before they'll perform on those tests. So he's sitting there and looks like he's in good spirits. But yeah, we'll wait and see.
22-point ball game favouring the Tigers. They're starting to work their way into this contest. The Ibis got taken high in a tackle against
the smallest man got the biggest pair. I mean, how'd that happen?
I don't think Powley's going to like you calling him a small man. He's just brushed off by Sam Murray, and Murray goes inside 50. Prime flew high, didn't fly high enough, brought it to ground level. Lucky not to give away a free kick. Lurking is Kelly, hands on the Sharon. Burns got to be clean on the last line of defence. The Rovers now have numbers around this contest. Prime shovels it out in towards a bit of space. McCarthy feeds it in towards Finn Osborne, who snaps, and he misses to the right-hand side for a minor score. So the Rovers are getting looks, Monty, but they're struggling to convert back to a 21-point lead to the Tigers.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a while since it's been down there, but so they needed to convert there just to try and get a bit of momentum their way. Because if we go down the other end now and we're able to score one, there'd be a missed opportunity.
Bice, his work right up the ground, so he's in defence now. About 40 out from the yellow and black's goal and tries to spot up O'Brien. And then Page got it away to Powell. Long kick up towards the half-forward flank. Heiner Hennessy down in front and then kicked away by O'Hara. High ball going in. Garlett versus Chamberlain. Bouncing ball. Chamberlain with front spot now trying to find the line defensively. Did so. And that was safety, Scotty Montgomery, for the Newmarket.
Yeah, absolutely. When you're Jeffy sniffing around you like that, you just want to take it out of the line and let your other teammates come and help you out because very dangerous in those one-on-ones, Jeffy.
25 minutes gone, Macca's time clock. Umpire brings the footy back into play. Deep in attack for the Tigers. The Murray brothers link up beautifully. Ibis to Sam, who kicks out a defensive 50. The mark's been taken, looks like by Gerish on the outer side. In fact, it's not. It's Wilson. Hands on the footy, wants to kick long down the line. Mark lose the target. He's marked and marked strongly. Regathers his footing. Handball's over the top. This is nice towards Smith. Smith kicks down the line. That's Gerish. And he's marked a bit too far to score. And it's an open forward line if he can get it in deep, young Jack. Umpire calls him to play on. Kicks to the top of the square. Prime train. Got out muscled. Brought it to ground level. Well done by McMenamin. Happy to take that ball towards the boundary line, and it's going to be a boundary throw-in. Boys, deep in attack for the Albury Tigers.
Just in that last marking contest, Spencer Jones come from 60 metres away to influence that and bring it to ground there. Great teamwork and team defence there from the Albury Tigers.
How are we going, Freaky? What's our standout stat for the second term?
16 inside 50s to Albury is probably the most outstanding stat on the 40-week stat sheet this second term, Lukey.
Good on you, Freaky. Brad Freak on the 40-week stat sheet. Right on the mark, this guy. Knows his stuff. Ball back into play. Look at the numbers around the ball. Wow. Quick one out of the pack. McNamara. Bice was on his hammer. Goes again. Spits one out to Toby Murray. Here comes the ball in forward. A high one. And then O'Brien tried to get a fist to it. Hodgson at ground level. Tried to get out the back to O'Brien. Mark Clue goes off the ground.
Hit the stick.
Hit the post. So Alex so close. The behind post, 44 plays 24 on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard. And we've gone 27 minutes. We're working up to half-time here on the McDonald's time clock. Here's Gus McLeod for McRae Motors.
Well, not much for me to call here, Lukey, because it's gone out of bounds. So I'll get someone to fill us in, the best boundary rider in the business for the best pub in the world, the Newmarket Hotel.
Just an update on Isaac Muller, boys. He's up and about and walking around. He's just stretching on the ground now. So he might think he's going to come back on. We'll just wait and see what the Albury Tigers medical staff say.
Well, the trainer's got the final say. McCarthy kicks inboard. Poor kick. Chopped out by Page across centre-half back. And his kick was poor. Osborne had a chance to intervene on the contest, but Bice was too quick. Takes a second bounce. Runs on the showground side and finds Wilson. Not many options present, so he kicks an ordinary kick up towards half forward. Nolan's there for the Rovers. Left it behind, got it towards Garish now, who kicks back out towards the showground side, and it's a good-looking kick to Markloop. Elmer Fudd, too far to score. Wants to find the Prime on a lead. Prime gets ignored. Umpire calls him to play on. Chip kick was poor. And the Albury Tigers have numbers, but they're going to have to retreat pretty quickly because the Rovers are going to bring it back in. Ball's in the hands of Alan Luke.
It is, and he moves it to the half-forward flank. So this is Gaston. Big SG, and then moves it for the Prime train. Comes out and hits it like a locomotive. So this is where he kicked one from up at Myrtleford. Scotty, do you reckon he can do the same here at WJ Finlay?
Yeah, absolutely. He's a nice set shot on goal, except for that one a bit earlier. So we'll just wait and see. Now the siren's gone. He obviously can't run around and run off his line. So I think, I'm not going to say what Gussie said before, but he's a good chance.
Here we go. The PT, the Prime train. Just throwing some more coal on the fire in the engine room. What can he stoke up here? Hard up against the fence. No. Through for one behind. So at half-time, it's 44-25. The Albury Tigers lead over the Wang Rovers. This is O&M Live. A big half-time show coming up after this for Elders Rural. This is O&M Live, and on this very station, you will not miss a thing.
Barramundi fillet served with chips and dill hollandaise from just $22. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SSNA.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Albury Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
Go where you can live and learn locally. Go where students come first. Go for the choice of 120 courses across 11 campuses. Go for it with GoTAFE.
0.0% alcohol. This changes everything. Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
How many subscriptions do you have? One for entertainment? And one for news? And meditation? One for sport? And one for music? Whatever you're into, you can now manage select paid subscriptions in one place and save up to 10% with Optus SubHub. Discover what's trending and save by bundling them all together. Streamline your subscriptions with Optus SubHub. It starts with yes.
GoTAFE is hiring, and we want you on our team. Flexibility, professional development, generous remuneration, and a staff wellbeing program are just a few of the great benefits we offer. If you have a passion for your skill or qualification and you're looking for real work-life balance, then GoTAFE is the place for you.
GoTAFE is leading,
Inspiring.
hands-on,
Flexible. Fabulous.
We have dozens of trainer positions and corporate roles open right now. Get in touch today.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a crumbed barramundi fillet served with chips and dill hollandaise from just $22. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SSNA.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend, we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
On 2AY.
Welcome back to the WJ Fitnay Oval, where we're seeing a good game of football here between Albury and the Wangaratta Rovers. At half-time, we have Albury 7-2-44, leading the Wangaratta Rovers 3-7-25. But first, for our half-time show, thanks to Elders Rule, we're going to do a bit of a netball update and get a wrap from the game up at the McNamara Reserve between Myrtleford and Yarrawonga.
This is O&M Live Netball thanks to Ray White. Rural round 6 saw the Myrtleford Alpine Saints and Yarrawonga Pigeons, both ladder leaders, both undefeated going into today's game, coming up against each other, and the Pigeons were pretty instrumental through 4 quarters, taking a 21-goal win, 53 to 32, sorry.
Yeah, they were, Ray. I think they really showed their class and why they're sitting top of the ladder today. But having said that, look, it was Myrtleford's first real test today, and I think they will take a lot of away from today's game. I think a lot of the errors were things that they can certainly control, and they'll go away and work on.
And the Myrtleford Alpine Saints certainly had their opportunities. A few unforced errors and a few missed attempts on goal probably put the ball then in the Pigeons' favour. Best players, best on court today was Maddie Allen for the Pigeons in goal attack. Tilly Kennedy was really impressive in centre and wing attack, and for the Saints, Tina Way in goal defence and Liv Lespina in wing attack were great.
Yeah, they certainly were, and I was also really impressed with the form of Evie Hughes, the youngster for Myrtleford, when she came on, again showing that she's more than ready for A-grade netball.
Absolutely. This has been O&M Live Netball thanks to Ray White Rural.
Live. Thanks to the girls up there at the McNamara Reserve. Comprehensive wrap there for the netball on our O&M Live netball game of the day today up at the McNamara Reserve. Back here at WJ Fitnay, if you're just joining us, half-time is thanks to Elders Rural. And we have Albury and Wangaratta Rovers in a bit of a tussle. 7-2-44, Albury leading 3-7-25. Freaky, what are the stat sheets showing us why Albury in front?
Yeah, well, probably the main one, Monty, as we touched on throughout the first half there, has been the inside 50s. It's plus 12 in favour of the Albury Tigers, 30-18. They had 16-10 in that second quarter alone, and just getting those repeat entries has been able to let them hit the scoreboard a bit more. Wangaratta obviously 3-7, so they've kicked inaccurately when you look at Albury 7-2. So I mean they've taken their chances. They've had more shots than Albury, 12 less inside 50s, but they haven't been able to replicate that on the scoreboard. So I mean, if you are in the Wangaratta Rovers coach's box in this half time, now look, there's plenty of things that you can work with there at the moment, but it's just that little bit of continuity going forward. All the other team stats are very similar. 5 centre clearances each, marks inside 50. Albury have had 9 to 6. You imagine they have a few more with the more inside 50s that they've had in the game. If we have a look at the possession getters for the Wangaratta Rovers, Sam Murray, who averages 37 disposals a game, is well on his way. He's up to 19 in that first half. 11 for Jack Garish and 11 for Lockie McCartney as well. I really like the game of Lockie McCartney. I think he's probably been their best player, I reckon, today in and around that midfield, even though Sam Murray's had so much of the footy. I've really liked his aggression in the middle of the ground. If we have a look at the Albury Tigers side of things, Braden O'Hara has been awesome for them. He's up to 15 disposals. And Riley Bice, who I thought he's nearly been probably Albury's best as well, he's up to 14 disposals and kicked a goal as well in that first half.
He's playing a little bit of a different role, isn't he, Bice? He's playing deep forward. He's coming up to the midfield rather than playing on that wing where we see him so much at the Albury Sports Ground. Do you think that the Jacob Conlon absence is probably forcing them to throw a few more different looks at the forward line, and that's probably why Bice and obviously Lucas Conlon, who I've spoken about a lot in the first half, is down there?
Yeah, I think so, mate. Even last week at times against the Wangaratta Magpies, they had Elliot Power playing out of full forward, especially early in the game. I think, off the top of my head, I'm pretty sure Elliot kicked the first goal of the game as well, coming out of full forward too. So, I mean, they've got to be a little bit different without having their trusted focal point in that front half that they like to go to. And it's probably something both teams, I was just talking to Gus about off air, probably both teams have struggled a little bit with. Monty, I don't know about your opinions, without having a real big, obviously Alex Marklu's up for Rovers, but sometimes he's had to come right up the ground to get his possessions today. With either team having no real big focal point, it's made the game a little bit, or who can break through the lines a bit better, and if you can break through the lines, then that's when you can actually get the score and going forward. So when the ball gets back in the middle, Albury is obviously winning it out, and then keeping it more in their forward half to get repeat entries.
Yeah, absolutely. Spot on there, Freaky. And just to wrap on our goal kickers, we've got Colby, Heiner, Hennessy with 2, Lucas Conlon 2, and then singles to Jeffy Garlett, Riley Bice and Ben Kelly for Albury. While we look over at the Rovers, all singles to the prime train. Then we've got Ibis Murray, Toby Murray. I'm looking at Gus McLeod's sheet here, and he's got all the nicknames, so it makes it hard. And then Elmer Fudd, Alex Marklu for one as well. And then we go around the grounds quickly. We've got the interesting one on our sister station, another O&M live game today on 3NE. We've got Yarrawonga taking on Murderford at Macmurray Reserve, 12-5-77 to 7-3-45. Probably what we kind of thought would be the result. We knew it wasn't going to be a blowout game, did we, Freaky? Yeah. It's one of those ones that's going to be pretty tight. Or Murderford play a lot better up there. If we have a look at the other games going on, as we spoke about off-air, Freaky, Lavington just cannot kick straight, can they? They've had a shocking year. Not one game where they've kicked better than 50%. So they're 3-9, 27, 1-7, 13. So it might be a bit windy up there at Labby, looking at 16 behinds to half-time from both teams. So they're leading North Albury. And in the other game, probably what we all thought was going to happen at Birrelea Park. We've got 11-11, 77 Wangaratta to 1-3-9 the Raiders. So a bit of a tough one there for the Raiders. And, it could be a long day. Yeah,
it might be there for the Raiders. Obviously, Wangaratta might have got a little bit of their mojo back last week with a really strong win against the Albury Tigers at the sports ground. So, the Wang might be a team to watch out for in the back half of the year. Sounds silly.
I reckon Michael Newton is just gone to another level. He last year I thought he was okay, kicked 48 goals, probably kicked a couple of bags against the lower sides, whereas this year against Yarrawonga, if Wang had won that game, he was nearly best on ground for mine. He was really good, kicked 3, then he kicked 10 the following week against North Albury, and then last week you bloke said he was really prominent up forward against Albury.
Yeah, he was, especially late when the game needed to be won. They had a lot of their bigger bodies, their more seasoned campaigners, really stood up in that later in that game to get them over the line when the game needed to be won. So, Monty, if you're in the Wangaratta Rovers coaches box, if we turn our attention back to this game here, what do you think is some moves Sam Murray and his coaching team might be able to make to get this scoreboard a bit closer by three-quarter time?
Personally, I'll put Sammy in the middle. I just think they're not getting enough drive through there. They did it last year in the final at Wodonga when they were down at half-time. The game should have been over. Albury kicked poorly. Or Sammy didn't have a kick. I think he had 3 kicked on him in the first half by Luke Daly. And he went in the middle. Darren Creswell pulled the trigger, put him in the middle and said, just go. Just run, take it on. Him and Philo had two of the best halves of footy I've seen at O&M level. I think they both just got on the move. The big Gatto was rucking that day and was tapping it down their throat. He got on top. So I think Ibis, if Isaac Muller doesn't come back into the game, Ibis Murray needs to have a big second half. He needs to really stand up, and I think Sam Murray needs to get up around the footy a little bit more. Don't worry about these easier kicks down back. I know he sets them up from there, but get in the middle, win the footy. You and Lockie McCartney and Brodie Fowler really need to get to work and get your team back in the game in the middle of the ground, and therefore you can roll forward and things will happen from there.
One of the things that the Rovers can take, as you touched on, is the game. The last time these two teams played, Rovers came down from, I think it was 39 points in that game. But just the belief that they've got in numerous other games where they've had to come from behind at times to be able to get results in their favour as well. So, I mean, the belief within that group will be really, really strong. And they'll know no matter what position they're in, as long as they're within striking distance, they can put these players like Sam Murray into the middle of the ground and try and really get the game moving forward for them. For the Albury Tigers, I think it'll just be more of the same. Would you agree, Monty? Just probably the one thing that they might want to clear up is just because they had really dominating the inside 50s, probably just being a little bit more cleaner, hitting the scoreboard a little bit more regularly. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. And I feel if Isaac is out of this game, Isaac Muller, of course, who's gone down with we believe concussion, we'll just wait and see what happens with that after half time. But I feel they might have to isolate one inside 50 a bit more, try and get their half forwards up the ground a little bit more, try and congest it so it's easy to defend, and just maybe Jeffy goes to the square, Conlon goes to the square, one out, just let them do their work inside 50, and then you can defend from there, because they're going to be man down, rotation down now. That's what I'd be looking at. And obviously Ben Kelly, who's been up there, he's been a big target for him, been that extra large target, that now he'll be gone, because whenever he gets a rest out of the ruck, he'll be coming forward now, coming off the ground. So I feel that, they're going to lose that extra big target. Lucas Collins been great so far, so he'll probably predominantly play that role, and then he rolled into the ruck to finish that second quarter, so he's going to have to do a lot of work through there as well, because Ben Kelly, I don't feel, has probably had the run in his legs over the first 6 games, because he has had Isaac Muller doing all the work in there. So I think that's probably going to be the main thing. If they can run out the game with the one less rotation, and what they do with their forward structure now, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I really like the idea of having Garlett one out in that goal square. We saw in that quarter, that second quarter, then he became a little bit more dangerous in that forward half. They were looking to utilise him a little bit more. I was really impressed with his game that he played last week. I thought that he was one of Albury's better players against the Magpies, and he's really picked up that form again here today. He probably he scares defenders, I'd say. We saw Sam Murray took the mark on the goal line down there in that second quarter, but just the way that he can shimmy and shake away and break away from opponents, he's got that burst of speed. So I think if you can isolate him one out, it's going to make some of the Wangaratta Rovers defenders really nervous to be able to go against him and try and beat him in one-on-one contest.
Yeah, well, I think we saw another one where Cody Shutt had him one-on-one on the boundary line, and Cody just went, no, I don't want to borrow this. Just tapped at it straight over, not even letting him have a chance, because he is so elusive and does little taps behind him and all that sort of stuff. So we're going to take a break here. Again, we're at WJ Finlay Oval. Albury 7-2-44, lead the Rovers 3-7-25. Of course, half-time thanks to Elders Rural. And on the other side of this break, we'll have all the third quarter action. And on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a crumbed barramundi fillet served with chips and dill hollandaise from just $22. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SSNA.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Albury Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
Go where you can live and learn locally. Go where students come first. Go for the choice of 120 courses across 11 campuses. Go for it with GoTAFE.
0.0% alcohol. This changes everything.
Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
How many subscriptions do you have? One for entertainment? And one for news? And meditation? One for sport? And one for music? Whatever you're into, you can now manage select paid subscriptions in one place and save up to 10% with Optus SubHub. Discover what's trending and save by bundling them all together. Streamline your subscriptions with Optus SubHub. It starts with yes.
GoTafe is hiring, and we want you on our team. Flexibility, professional development, generous remuneration, and a staff wellbeing program are just a few of the great benefits we offer. If you have a passion for your skill or qualification and you're looking for real work-life balance, then GoTafe is the place for you.
GoTafe is leading,
Inspiring.
hands-on,
Flexible. Fabulous.
We have dozens of trainer positions and corporate roles open right now. Get in touch today.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a crumbed barramundi fillet served with chips and dill hollandaise from just $22. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SSNA.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend, we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
On 2AY.
I'll tell you what, it's great to have your company at the WJ Finlay Oval between the Rovers and the Tigers on O&M Live. The Rovers 3-7-25 to the Albury Tigers 7-2-44. Monty, you have noticed the Albury Tigers are down to 3 on the bench.
Yeah, Isaac Muller hasn't come back yet, which is a great call by the medical staff, as we spoke about at half-time, that he looked like he wanted to play, but the medical staff's pulled rank there and pulled him out, so obviously going to be a massive half for Ben Kelly in the ruck for Albury Tigers.
Who wins from here, Monty?
Aubrey by 7 or 8.
Brad Freak, you sticking with the Albury Tigers?
Yeah, you'd have to stick with the Tigers based on what we've seen. I do expect a bit of a comeback or a fight back at some stage from the Rovers, those we touched on at half-time as well. They have plenty of belief within this group that they can come back at any stage. And as we said, the last time these two teams played, the Rovers came back from about 39 points down, I think it was, in the finals last year to eliminate Aubrey and finish their season.
I think if the Wangaratta Rovers are a chance to win, I'd love to see Boyd get thrown into attack and just try and provide another prong in the attacking cog for the Rovers.
Brody Filo's been thrown forward for the Rovers.
Good pick up from you, Monty. I'd imagine that'll be a part of our on-field rotation.
He's been coming straight to the bench out of the midfield, so I reckon that might be just something different. They've thrown Dylan Wilson in there, who's a bit more... He's gone Elliot Power at this first contest.
For Indigo Power, here's Luke Francis.
Jones. Dylan Stone right on his back. And then Murray, look at him. And then just gets it on the left boot, turned into a torpy. Duncan's after it. Philo right on his tail, and the ball has gone out of bounds. So right as centre wing, we're going to see a boundary throw in. Let's have a look who can clear this contest. It will be Toby Murray and Ben Kelly in the ruck. And if you're tuned in, Isaac Muller went from the ground in the second turn, came down heavily in the centre circle, a little concussed. So... was okay. He had to be picked up by trainers, though, and brought to the bench. McCartney intercepts, has a shot on goal here to the Evans Street end. Oh, gee, right on the line, off the ground.
Oh,
Gaston, umpire's conferring. It's going to be a goal. It is a goal.
I've seen it all, Luke.
Yes, Gussie, so interesting. So 44 plays 31. The Rovers off to a dream start in the second half. Let's go down to Scotty Montgomery for the Newmarket.
Unbelievable. I think they all celebrated McCartney. Thought it was a goal, and it bounced backwards on the line. And Shane Gaston from literally 2 metres out. I thought Elmer Fudd might have stopped it on the goal line, but went through for a goal. And Gatto gets his first of the season, I think.
Wishing my golf shots would have backspin like that one. That was unbelievable. I don't think I've ever seen that before, Gussie.
Remarkable from the big Frenchman. He's on the board. Back in the middle. Head over the football was Wilson. Got it towards McCartney. I've liked his game. He's got Stone on the overlap, and he got poleaxed by Bryden Hodgson. Coming through now is McCarthy. Inside forward 50 go the Rovers. Hillary tackled as he kicked. Garish regains the Sharon. Met solidly by Bice as Garish goes inside forward 50. The Fudd dropped a mark. Inside forward 50. Throws it on the boot. The Fudd! Something from nothing from Alex Marklew. And the Rovers have got 2 goals in a row to start the third quarter. The Fardy's got 2 of them.
That's what he can do, Elmer Fudd. He just gets it on the boot whenever he can, and around goals he's so dangerous. And doesn't he love a celebration up and about the Rovers to start this third quarter?
3 inside 50s already in the first 2.5 minutes for the Wangaratta Rovers for 2 goals. Really efficient when they go forward. Lockie McCartney, as you touched on there, Gussie, he's already had 2 disposals and set up basically both goals that the Wangaratta Rovers have had in this third term.
So Alex Marklew gets the Rovers crowd up and about. Right, game on now. 8 points in it. 44 plays 37. Let's have a look. Duncan bounces beyond him at half back. Into the hands of Philo. McCartney picks it up. Swings around, gets onto that right boot. Looking for Osborne. Gets him. So the man on the mark will be about 51, 52 out. What's he got on? Gaston's down in the goal square, so too is Marklew. Alex at the back, 1-on-1. Wilson got a hand to it. It's gone through for 1 behind. 44 plays 38, 6-point margin on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. McDonald's time clock's gone about 3 minutes. Gus McLeod for McRae Motors.
Thanks, Lukey. I tell you what, the Rovers are starting this third quarter with a vengeance. They've got a bit of spark in their step. Kick from fullback goes to Alex Jones for the Albury Tigers. He goes by hand back towards Bryden Hodgson, who kicks out the showground side. Mark's been taken by Big Ben Kelly, who's going to have to power through the ruck as a lone soldier this afternoon. He kicks down the line, nice kick, finds its way to Heine Hennessy. True centre wing, showground side. Umpire calls him to play on. He sells a bit of candy. Right foot kick's okay. He's got Jimmy Grills. Left foot kick, nice to O'Hara. The Tigers are playing methodical football, and they're 80 from home. O'Hara kicks inside, forward 50. Bice read it beautifully, took it at its highest point, and he marks 35 metres out on a slight angle.
Braden O'Hara probably not getting the numbers he used to back in his prime, but I tell you what he can do. He can still kick the footy, and that was well weighted there going inside 50. And again, that work rate of that man, Riley Bice, his work rate today has been up and about for someone that's probably playing a different position to what he has for the rest of the year.
Riley Bice coming up for his 15th disposal of the game, lining up for his second goal. He's been really influential, probably Albury's best player today so far.
To counter-punch some really strong momentum the Rovers have gathered in the early stages of the third quarter. Riley Bice's left foot kick is inaccurate. Across the face to the left-hand side for a minor score. The margin's back to 8 points on O&M Live. 5-8-38 to 7-3-45. Sam Murray's got the kicking duties from fullback for the Rovers.
Scotty for the Newmarket. Chamberlain coming off, looked to be hobbling pretty badly.
Yeah, just limping. A bit of an ankle. I think he copped a bit of a knock, but he's just sitting on the bench. He hasn't gone inside on it, so we'll keep an eye on that one.
And McNamara on for him. Now Gilmore, centre wing on the far side. To Colby. Heine Hennessy plays on, gets a low kick in. Wide though to Luke Daly. Good hit. So Luke's got it. He's about 40 from home, wants a squaring one to Alex Jones, too easy. So the Rovers couldn't get to him in time. So that was simple ball movement, Scotty, from the Tigers, and now they have a shot on goal. The man on the mark about 38 out from home, and that's Boyd.
Yeah, great ball use, wasn't it? And Luke Daly's been pretty elusive today, obviously manning up Sam Murray as a defensive forward. He's got a few touches, but that one there was one of these better ones. Got it out wide and was able to square it up quickly to Alex Jones.
Alex Jones does so much bullocking work on the inside of the coalface for the Tigers. What can he do here, Alex? On the boot to the netball court end. He responds for the Tigers. That's their 8. 51 plays 38 on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. Macca's time clock has gone 6 minutes. Here's Brad Freak for 40 Winks.
Yeah, just a really counteract there from what Wang Rovers had started in this game. Only 2 inside 50s, but 2 marks inside forward 50 for Albury Tigers in this third quarter. Really like the game so far of Colby Heine Hennessy. Really good link play up there to deliver the ball inside to Luke Daly in that forward half there for the Albury Tigers.
So 38 plays 51 here on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. The Albury Tigers hold a 13-point lead. Alex Jones with the goal there for the Tigers, and prior to that, Gaston and Marklew with 2 goals inside the first 2 minutes. McCartney, handballs over the top. The Tigers have numbers. I reckon Elliot Powell's changed his boots at half-time, boys. Umpires found a free kick here for the Rovers. They go inside, forward 50, and the FUD! Marklew marks on the lead. 30 metres out, slight angle. And I reckon Lockie McCartney's playing a sole role in the midfield, Monty. pure dominance from him on the inside.
Yeah, he's been great, hasn't he? And Toby Murray at the start of this quarter has been fantastic too. But that tackle there from Dylan Stone just shows what Wang Rovers need to do, keep that standard high, and the finish from Dylan Wilson inside the FUD was fantastic. Mark
Luke, he's already kicked 2 with a season total of 17 to the Evans Street end. Alma Fudd loves it off the boot. The Rovers are up and about and they respond quickly. Back to a 7-point ball game on the Inspiration Paint scoreboard. And Brad Freak, we've got a ball game on our hands for 40 Winks.
Yeah, we certainly do. And Lockie McCartney's the one, as you boys rightfully called for, that it is really stepping up for the Wangaratta Rovers. He's had 4 disposals already in 7.5 minutes in this third term. Takes him up to 15 for the game. I think that he's probably been Wangaratta's most influential and best player today. He's been really, really good in the hard and tough stuff as well, getting the Rovers' first use of the footy.
Oh, yes, this is what we wanted. Round 6 O&M, WGJ Finlay Oval on a Saturday afternoon. And just the 7 points in it. Yellow and black lead. The brown and gold back in the middle. Here we go. Kelly and Toby Murray. Ball comes to ground level. Powell trying to win a hard ball get. Stone at ground level. Goes again. Philo and then out to McCartney. McNamara. Kelly for the Tigers on to Powell. Quick hands now to Grills under pressure. Comes out the back to Powell again and then Powell on the right boot. To Luke Daly through his mitts. Sam Murray fights for it. Got torn off the ball. Heiner Hennessy out the back to Powell. Powell now back onto that right. Sends it into the pocket. Bice. Oh, that was fantastic. Good mark. Plays on quickly. Centering kick. Who's he got there? O'Hara. Scotty, wonderful footy.
Absolutely was. Riley Bice again, as we've spoken about a couple of times, probably nearly been best on ground so far, and just a great mark there and a great square-up kick. And this man, Braden O'Hara, usually a very, very nice kick and puts these ones through.
Coming up for his 17th disposal of the game today as well, Braden O'Hara.
Yeah, class act Riley Bice. Into Braden O'Hara. So the Tigers, will they respond again? Gee, they're a good footy club. Let's have a look. Braden. Has he got that one? Sneaks it in. So 57. Now the Tigers lead. 44 over the Wang Rovers. We've gone over 9 minutes in the third term. Third term brought to you by Indigo Power. Macca's time clock. As I said, ticking over 9, Scotty.
Yeah, they've been fantastic so far, Albury, haven't they? When they've been able to respond, once Rovers get a bit of a roll on, they always respond with 1 or 2, as they responded very quickly there from Elmer Fudd's last goal.
Elliot Powell already up to 4 disposals in this third term. Sorry, Gussie.
Well, he's changed his boots since half-time. There might be something in that one, Freaky.
Well, he's wearing the black wheels. He's had them the other games I've watched him play. The ready pinky boots he had in the first half. The first time I've seen him this year, so...
And knowing Alfred, I reckon if they're no good, they're in the bin. So if you're after a new pair of boots, size 9s, I reckon have a look in the Albury change rooms. Back in the middle, Philo. He's been thrown forward. Now he's gone into the guts. Up towards half forward, O'Hara. Another 40 Winks disposal, but it was ineffective as the Rovers have numbers. Wilson burrows his way through, shovels it out, but it's only as far as Gaynor. He was tackled as he kicked. Wilson got it now to Philo. Philo's got McCartney all on his own, 45 metres from home, directly in front. And he just snuck away from that pack, and now he's going to have a set shot directly in front. Going to have to kick it 51, 52, Monty.
Yeah, every other player basically was like a beat or a honeypot there. Just followed the footy around, and McCartney just slipped out the back of the pack and was able to find space. How you can do that these days inside 50 is unbelievable, but he'll have a shot here. He'll be right on his range, I reckon, boys.
He's really impressed me in his debut here at the club. Lockie McCartney kicks from 50. It's a high up and under. He's got the legs, doesn't quite have the accuracy, just falls short. Working hard in defence is Jesse Wilson. He's around this contest. Conlon, Lucas gone back in towards defence. The Tigers exit defensive 50. Heiner Hennessy head over to Sharon. Gets the chance now towards Kai Williamson, who goes trying to find Marklew. Gathers, kicks on goal. Doesn't quite have the accuracy, Marklew. In fact, it's bounced through for a minor score. So the FUD, he's kicked 3 goals, 3. 45 plays 57. Inspirations Paint scoreboard. The Tigers have got it at fullback.
Rightio, Freaky. Let's have a look at our inside 50s now. So we've gone 11.5 on the Macca's time clock in the third term.
Yeah, Wangaratta Rovers on top of this quarter. He's up to 7-3 in favour of the Rovers. So they've been able to get a bit more dominance, but Albury, every time they've gone inside forward 50, have been able to hit the scoreboard. So really need to shore up that defence of the Rovers to keep themselves in this game.
Mick Duncan, long kick out of defence to the outer side. Good mark taken by Braden O'Hara. He's been prominent in this third term. Look at that free kick to Jesse Wilson in the headband. Then on to Duncan again. Here they go. Just balances up, or lost his balance in fact, then had to get it on the boot. Powell in a race for it with Sam Murray. Powell, Elliott, missed Duncan. Powell has to go again and mop up. McCartney comes from the other direction. Alex McCarthy though, off to Toby Murray. Now Garish has got to go at it. In fact, that's Dylan Stone. Bice picks it up for the Tigers. What will he level up and do here, Riley? Handballs to Gilmore. Gilmore on the boot. Now Heine Hennessy sits under it. Big fist coming over the top was Paddy Murray. Nice, but the Tigers have got it again. In they go. All Rovers back there. Boyd's got it, and he switches it out the other side.
And he's got Garish in space. Jack wants to dart inboard. It's a nice kick to Philo. His numbers for 40 winks, please, Brad.
14 disposals for Philo.
In towards Stone, who comes out towards the Ibis. Danger. The Ibis was too strong. Big Toby Murray. He marks true centre wing broadcast side. Umpire calls him to play on. He's got Stone on the middle. It was a dangerous handball, but it works out okay for the Rovers, but the ball can't stay alive. Sloppy footy there from the Rovers. Boundary side, Monty for the Newey.
Yeah, Sam Murray was yelling for the footy off Toby, and he had a man right next to him. I don't think he saw it was there, and that's probably what put Toby in two minds there, and it's caused a turnover there, so he's got to be a bit smarter there and get it in the right positions before you start to look to give it to him.
Boundary throw in, Lucas Conlon. Big sweeping one out of the ruck. Heine Hennessy, Gainer. Jake tries to get around Sam Murray. He got him by the jumper though. This one will be out of bounds on the full in front of Alex Jones. And the Rovers will get it. So Paddy Murray with the peel. Netball court end. Squaring ball to Boyd. And he's got Nolan on deep if he wants him. He's going to come back this way. Broadcast side to McCartney. No one manning him up. As we said, he's been very good, McCartney. To Murray again. So they haven't gained much territory, none at all actually. In fact, they retreated here, back to where it started from, the prime train, Tom Bolsh, in those green wheels. So Tigers have really manned up here. Stagnant play, dump kick down the line, Toby Murray, Hodgson, strong, Alex McCarthy front and centre. Then coming through Spencer Jones, gets the handball off, Byrne, brought down by Toby Murray, Spencer Jones again, gone. And the kick will go to Gaston. So the Rovers have got it.
14 and a half minutes gone, third term for Indigo Power. The prime train's got it across.
Did he lay that tackle?
No, Gaston did not.
Yeah.
Well called, Monty, but the prime won't care. I think that's smart footy from the Frenchman. Let someone who's a better kick have it. Speaking of good kicks, Garish goes inside towards Marklew. Shrugged off Hodgson, got the handball on the way in the nick of time. Bryden regathers, dump kick. Met by McCartney. He's got Prime all alone. Prime wants it. Kick wasn't quite weighted well enough, and it spills out of bounds for a boundary throw in deep in the pocket.
That there just shows Prime Train's work rate, doesn't it? He had the kick at half back here and was able to get inside in that same chain and be an option.
Back into play. Toby Murray over the head of Wilson. Gainer. Oh, gee, that was good footy. Just cleared the pack and then came over to Spencer Jones, bouncing in front of him. And the ball has gone out of bounds. Freaky, we'll go to you for 40 winks, and it's on here. Hang on, Freaky. Sam Murray. And Scotty, we'll go to you for the Newmarket.
Yeah, Luke Daly and Sam Murray, they're battling all day, and they're having a big battle here on the boundary. Still going at it too, boys.
Riley Bice is getting amongst the action here. And there's a little bit in this one. Lukey, I'll watch the footy, you watch the punch-up. Back in towards the centre of the ground comes Byrne, holding the footy. Got him an absolute beauty, did Wilson. Monty, what's happening in the duster?
Oh, they're actually cuddling and kissing down here, I reckon, boys. They both got a smile and, yeah, nothing in it. Nothing, just a little wrestle.
And there's a free kick at centre-half forward going the way of the Ibis. Now, if Sam's got anything left in the tank, he'll run around and get the handball here.
He's got nothing.
He's knackered from the punch-up.
Yeah, they both are. Hands on hips, just walking around now, the two boys, the 213s.
I reckon Sam's got a V-neck style of jumper on now with a big rip. Nonetheless, the Ibis, Toby Murray, he's going to have a set shot. You're going to have to kick it 51, 52 metres to the Evans Street end. Toby Murray, high up and under. Kick it forward, and it's gone out of bounds on the full. And you heard through our special effects, Mike, a bit of support coming through from few of the Albury Tigers supporters. Monty, the scoreboard doesn't change, 45-57. The Tigers lead on the Inspiration Paint scoreboard.
Yeah, it was all advice and encouragement for the umpires there, wasn't it, from the supporters? But, Ibis Murray probably right on his range there, was never going to kick that one. And now Albury just look like they're trying to control the game for a little bit.
Oh, you had to enjoy that, didn't you, Scotty? Luke Daly and Sam Murray, how was the passion?
Yeah, I love seeing that. And you know what? They both got up and had a smile at the end of it, so I like seeing that as well.
Yeah.
No punches thrown. So.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Here they go again. Sam Murray, Luke Daly. They fight for it. Then inside ball, Miss Paddy Murray. Grills try to hack it off the ground. Lucas Conlon put it to the advantage of Grills. So Daly and Murray go on in the background. That was round 2. And then going forward, Braden O'Hara one-on-one in the goal square. Garlett versus Nolan. Garlett knocks in front of him. Now he starts to swing in. Boundary umpires caught it. Ball out of bounds. Those two are running out of fuel tickets, Murray and Luke Daly, Scotty, for the Newmarket.
I think Luke's got a few more left than Sammy. Sammy's really struggling it back into the fence here, but Luke's pushing hard inside 50. Obviously, when you're a forward, it's a bit easier.
Boundary throw in deep in towards the attack for the Tigers. Gaynor gets it to Garlett. Tied up on the boundary. Jeffrey kicks on goal. To the near side for a minor score. So the Albury Tigers, 9-4-58. The Rovers, 6-9-45. It's on the Indigo Power scoreboard. Brad Freak, 40 wings.
In this third quarter, Dylan Stone's up to 7 disposals for the Wangaratta Rovers, but Lockie McCartney's the one for the Rovers. He's up to 8 disposals in this third term. I think he's been absolutely electric. Definitely Wangaratta's best player for today.
13-point lead to the Albury Tigers. We've gone just over 18 minutes. Lamacca's time clock, third term, WJ Finlay. Here we go. Murray versus Daly. I reckon Sammy will tell Lukey about that one, Scotty.
Yeah, it was a great kick from Tommy Boyd there from fullback, and obviously Sam's got the height and a great overhead mark there. So, yeah, it was probably a great decision by Boyd to go to him.
So that was round 3. McCartney, half-back flank for the Rovers, tried to get McNamara. Beautiful kick. Strong mark off to Philo. Here they come, the Rovers. And then a centering ball. Don't know who that was to.
Oh, he had Sam Allen all by himself, about 15 metres in front of him too.
McMenamin on to Burn. Tigers get out to Page and he's away.
On the showground side, he can take a bounce. He opts to go via the legs and inside 50 to Garlett. Bit too quick for Shaganolan and Jeffrey. He'll go back and have a set shot from 35, 40 metres out, slide angle. Now, Monty, he didn't make the distance from 35 metres in the first term. Might have to put a bit more oomph on this one, Jeffrey.
I think he knows now what he's got here. He only used the pitching wedge in the first term, I reckon, Gussie.
Might get the 5-iron out here. Jeffrey to the tennis centre and right foot kick. He's got it.
Yes.
Never in doubt.
Garlett's got 2. The Tigers responds. 64 plays 45 on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. And the Rovers just lacking a bit of polish and class going inside forward 50. Monty, that's what's letting them down.
Absolutely. Brody Filo there. Normally, I think he's a beautiful user of the footy and had Sam Allen right there. It was just the decision-making there. He tried to get to Alex Markle, as you do when he's the hot hand, but should have just lowered the eyes, used the shorter option, then they could have gone again for Markle with the next one. And then that turnover, 3 possessions later, they're having a shot on goal and Aubrey put it through.
They've had all the play in this third quarter, the Wangaratta Rovers, 10 inside 50s to 6, but 5 marks inside forward 50 for the Albury Tigers, to just the 2 when they are going forward. Just to reiterate, they're just the composure when they are going to that forward half. They're not finding the open man, but they haven't been able to hit him as we go around the grounds as well. In our other game, up at McNamara Reserve, Yarrawonga 96 lead, the Myrtleford Saints 57. In the other games in the Ovens and Murray at the moment, Lavington Panthers over the top of North Albury 52-29, and Wangaratta Magpies too good for Raiders 85-23.
Yeah, beautiful work, Freaky. All over it for 40 winks. And ball back in the middle. 64 plays 45. The Tigers up. Good clubs respond, and they've been doing it all day. The yellow and black. Can they keep going? Toby Murray knocks it out of the ruck. Wilson got taken high, I thought, and the umpire agreed. So he will get the kick. He's inside the centre square, plays on, and then comes out wide here. Whistle.
Downfield.
No.
Scotty, down to you for the Newmarket.
It was a bump, and I reckon Dylan Wilson sold it for all that it was worth there, but the umpires are hot on that. But, yeah, I don't think that one was there, and Prime Train will get a shot on goal. I think you would have taken the mark anyway.
He did mark it anyway, Monty.
Yeah, he did, but that early whistle means the defender normally just lets off a little bit. But 45 out here again. This is Prime Train. Watch him celebrate if he puts this one through.
Here he goes, the Prime Train. Building up on the rails. Rolling in. The line green boots. No, not going to go to the left. And then off the pack. McMenamin gets a long ball out of defence and a good hit too.
Mark's been taken across half back by Spencer Jones. And comes in ball to Brighton Hodgson, who for mine, Monty's been one of Albury's best today.
Oh, that's
I'll
not
put
great.
the Moz on him. Mark Lou chops out. Philo gone. Got him in a big tackle. Spencer Jones kicks out nicely. Finds a teammate in Page. The overlap runs on. He's got Berm. Footy sits for him. Low kick is on to Conlon, who marks. Stretched out in front. 55 from home. Arcs around. Kicks to the hot spot. Kicks to the top of the goal square. Garlett stayed at the ground level, and it spills through for a minor score. So the margin back out to 20 points. The Tigers lead 65-45 at Monty for the Newmarket Hotel. The Rovers desperately need the next goal.
They do, don't they? It's all the momentum at the moment of Albury. Every time they get the footy, they're transitioning a lot quicker and a lot freer than what the Rovers have been able to do in this quarter.
Wilson, that's Dylan. Down the line for the 20-metre kick on the far side. Toby Murray, man in front of O'Brien. Then just tapped it inside to Garish. Here he goes, Jack, trying to get around McMenamin and palms him off. And away he goes. He's had about 2 bounces. Now he puts it on the boot, sends it forward. Wilson back there. Mark Clue with the hands in the back.
Yep, absolutely.
Yep. So Wilson will get it.
Oh,
plays on. Lucas Conlon takes it. So he could be in better hands now. She's moved up the ground quickly, Lucas Conlon.
He's moved into the ruck there, actually, Lukey. He's Ben Kelly's come off, so he's moved into the ruck.
Okay, Scotty. What about the hamstring stretcher he had moments ago when he had to lead out
done
to
well
the
to follow up, hasn't he? He's done really well. So he's pretty fit for a guy that looks a bit ungamely. But this will test him going in the ruck now against Big Ibis Murray, who's been really good today.
Certainly. Let's go to Freaky on the 40-wing stats.
Yeah, 6 possessions in this third quarter for Braden O'Hara. He's been dynamic. Ellie Powers had the 5 as well for Albury Tigers.
Conlon wins the tap. McCarthy puts his head over the football, gets it towards Brodie Philo, who kicks in the Fudd direction. Mark Lou marks. 45 metres out, slight angle, and Brodie Philo took a bow. That is some delivery, Mont.
Yeah, and that's on his left, boys. So he's absolutely unbelievable. And just the way they set up around that stoppage there, they were just a little bit cleaner than what Albury were able to get into their right positions, and Brodie Philo broke free and was able to hit Fudd on a good lead.
Alex Marklew already kicked 3 goals, 3 this afternoon. Kicked the second goal of the third term. Marklew. The Rovers need it, and it's across the face for a minor score. 19-point ball game, favouring the Albury Tigers on the Indigo Power scoreboard. Brad Freak, 40 winks.
Yeah, Brady Philo up to 8 disposals in this third quarter. Some of the big names for Wangaratta Rovers are really standing up. Dylan Stone's had the 7. Sam Murray's had 7 as well. But Lockie McCartney, as we keep touching on, he's up to 9 disposals in this third term.
Bice, class act. Moves it down the line to the half-forward flank. They're moving it quickly. O'Hara's got it. And then try to get it to Gaynor. Jake has a bounce, goes inside. Now gets the handball off, back to Braden. Braden has a shot for the Tigers. They're a good team. They are a good football team. That's 2 for Braden O'Hara. They get their 11th. And 71 plays 46 on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. Third term brought to you by Indigo Power, and we've gone 24 in the third term. Here's Freaky for 40 winks.
I think it's Braden O'Hara and Riley Bice that are really tearing the Rovers apart here at the moment. They both had, Braden O'Hara's had 8 disposals in this third quarter, which takes him up to 23 for the game, kicking his second goal there. And Riley Bice has had 5 in this term, takes him up to 19 for the game, kicking a goal as well. Their leg speed and their delivery with their beautiful left foots really picking the Rovers apart in this game.
Monty, Isaac Muller done for the day, you'd say now?
Yeah, done for the day, boys. He's been changed. He's on the bench again. He's got the tracksuit top on, so he's done.
Back in the middle, Powell against Philo. Powell emerges with the footy, gathers, kicks inside, 450, trying to find Garlett. Garlett brings the ball to ground. In fact, he opted for it to bounce. Nolan joins in the party, and the ball goes out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. 6-10-46, the Rovers to the Albury Tigers, 11-5-71. It's on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. And for McRae Motors, you're with Luke Francis.
Here we go, Gussie. Let's have a look. Conlon, straight down in front. O'Hara, he's played well today. Then he swings it right back in. Honor Hennessy, Garlett got hands to it again. Second attempt, another one. Another one. So 77 plays 46. That's the treble for Jeff Garlett. As we go to Freaky on the 40-wing stats.
Yeah, as we touched on, Braden O'Hara then again set that goal up at 9 disposals in this third term as well. Alone, he's been outstanding. Only 9 inside 50s for Albury compared to 13 for the Wangaratta Rovers, but they've just been able to take much more effect when they do go inside forward 50 in this quarter compared to the first half where they probably weren't as clinical moving the ball forward. So Albury Tigers have been really, really strong, and every time the Rovers look to be getting the margin a lot closer, the Tigers have been able to answer back.
It's a game-high lead of 31 points to the Albury Tigers. 26 minutes gone in the third term for Indigo Power. Murray. Sam's put himself into the midfield. Luke Daly joins in the action. Stone retreats, but he finds Murray. He has Philo out in the wing. He ignores. He's going to look to play the corridor. Low Chisler here finds its way towards Chamberlain. Kicks up towards half forward. Well done by Duncan. Got a fist in. In fact, it was Hillary against the prime train. McCartney to Philo. Philo on a dime. Kicks inboard. Bit too much on it for the Ibis. Lucas Conlon. Handballs over the top. Heiner Hennessy trying to find Jimmy Grills. Grills back to Conlon, and Conlon goes out wide. He's got Page. Wants to find McMenamin now. Inside forward 50. Ketley was the target. Paddy Murray got involved in the action. Luke Daly taken without the footy. Good a tackle applied by O'Hara. And the Rovers to chip it out nicely. Garish marks across half back.
And then angles in. And he's got Allen. So that's Joe. And then gets it to the outer side. And the mark is taken by Dylan Stone. And he wants to come back to where it came from. This time it's Paddy Murray. So on the half-back flank here, the Rovers. 77 plays 46. 31 points the margin as Sam Murray now gets a handball out wide here to McNamara, and he goes right down the line here. Gilmore gets a hand to it, and it's gone out of bounds. Right of centre wing on the far side, and we're gone about 27 as we work up towards three-quarter time here at WJ Finlay. Let's go down to Scotty for the new marker. What's the latest down there, Scotty?
Yeah, just Ben Kelly's been working his ring off this quarter, boys. He's been fantastic in the Ibis. We thought might be able to get a bit of ascendancy, but I think Ben Kelly's probably broken even in there after the first 3 or 4 onslaughts from the Rovers to start this quarter.
Garish gets the ball over the top, and the Rovers go inside forward 50. Mark Lute tries to get the footy at the back of the pack. Coming through and making an impact was Joe Allen as the siren sounds for three-quarter time at the WJ Finlay Oval. The Rovers, they trail 6-10-46 to the Albury Tigers 2-5-77. 12-5-77, I should say, on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. At the final break, plenty more to come on the other side. The Rovers still a sniff, but the Tigers certainly have their noses in front. It's O&M Live, and on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a crumbed barramundi fillet served with chips and dill hollandaise from just $22. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SSNA.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Albury Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
Go where you can live and learn locally. Go where students come first. Go for the choice of 120 courses across 11 campuses. Go for it with GoTAFE.
0.0% alcohol. This changes everything.
Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
How many subscriptions do you have? One for entertainment? And one for news? And meditation? One for sport? And one for music? Whatever you're into, you can now manage select paid subscriptions in one place and save up to 10% with Optus SubHub. Discover what's trending and save by bundling them all together. Streamline your subscriptions with Optus SubHub. It starts with yes.
GoTafe is hiring, and we want you on our team. Flexibility, professional development, generous remuneration, and a staff wellbeing program are just a few of the great benefits we offer. If you have a passion for your skill or qualification and you're looking for real work-life balance, then GoTafe is the place for you.
GoTafe is leading,
Inspiring.
hands-on,
Flexible. Fabulous.
We have dozens of trainer positions and corporate roles open right now. Get in touch today.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a crumbed barramundi fillet served with chips and dill hollandaise from just $22. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SSNA.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend, we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
On 2AY.
Welcome back to the WJ Finlay Oval. Three-quarter time sees the Albury Tigers lead 12-5, 77 to the Rovers 6-10-46. For the third quarter's best, you got Brad Freak for your local Optus stores in Albury, Wodonga and Wangaratta.
Yeah, for the Albury Tigers in that third quarter there, Gussie, I had Braden O'Hara, who I thought was really turning back the clock today with an outstanding game for him. And Jeffy Garlett, I think, for the whole game, but especially in that third quarter as well, was really strong in that forward half. He's sort of playing a bit one out, more deep forward today, and he's really been dangerous in that role. For the Wangaratta Rovers, I've got Lockie McCartney. I think he's without doubt been their best player today. He's been simply outstanding in the middle of the ground for them. If we have a look at the 40 Winks stats sheet and some of the team stats in that third quarter, Wangaratta Rovers had more of the ball, but they just weren't able to turn that into goals. They really started the game really hot in that third quarter and able to get it back 7 points. But now as we look up, it's a 31-point lead to the Albury Tigers. You only had the 10 inside 50s in that term, but were able to take full advantage of it when they went forward. There was a lot of boys on our stat sheet getting possessions in that third quarter. If we have a look at the Rovers side of things, you had 9 disposals each for Dylan Stone, Brodie Philo, Sam Murray, and 10 for Lockie McCartney in the third term. For the Albury Tigers, we have a look, Braden O'Hara had 9 himself. He's up to 24 for the game, and Riley Bice, he's had 5, he's had 19 for the game as well. Those two boys there, Bice and O'Hara, have probably been Albury's best two players today and been the reason why they've been so dynamic and been able to get on top.
For the Newmarket Hotel boundary side, Scott Montgomery.
Yeah, just over at the Rovers huddle there, they obviously brought up the final from last year, 6 goals down, so they've done it before, they kept saying, and we can do this. They'll be scared if we get the first couple, so let's just do it. And then Sam Murray was really big on, let's go man on man, let's try and beat them one-on-one now, let's get rid of the zone, it's not working today, let's move on from that, let's just go man on man. And the Albury boys were really happy with how they responded, kicked 2 goals in the first 2 minutes as they said, and then they said we were able to just get the game back on our terms, controlled the game when we needed to, and they were really happy with how their leaders stood up when they needed to.
Monty, can you talk us through the couch that appeared on the ground at three-quarter time?
Yeah, just the Wang Rovers thirds boys. They obviously go end-to-end, follow the prime and Al Mafud, I think. And, the couch just wandered off from near the canteen where they were sitting, and now they've headed up the other end, up the netball court end.
I don't mind that, the portable couch.
It's good, isn't it? I reckon it's heavy. They had to put it down halfway, I think, just to have a bit of a rest, but they got it up and going again, and now it's off the ground. But, yeah, I wonder why they put it after the game. That's what I want to know.
I reckon it has a sleep over here till the next home game.
They need to find us some system to get some wheels or something on the bottom of it and make it a bit easier. Fairly good concrete around the ground.
We're about to get underway in the fourth quarter. 46 plays 77. You're with Luke Francis on O&M Live.
Here we go, guys. So back in the middle. And then Sam Murray got it on the boot and sent it with a long kick down forward. Mark Clue and Jesse Wilson a race for it. Wilson won it. And then Mark Clue got wrapped up by Duncan. Hodgson gets back onto that right, short one, goes to Grills. So they hold possession, the Tigers, inside defensive 50. The netball court end. And a long one looking for Heiner Hennessy. Boyd right on his hammer. Duncan, run over the top of Dylan Stone. Alex McCarthy, Gainer's got him wrapped up in a tackle. And the umpire is going to call for it. Now, Gussie, the Andrew Ramsden was run in Melbourne. It was a golden ticket into the Melbourne Cup on offer and was taken out by Luna Flair for Mickey D and Graham Begg, one from White Marlin and Hasta Lawar. What a prize, Gussie, on offer.
The punters will be spewing. White Marlin, the heavily backed favourite, misses out. Going to have to go the long route. Back here at the WJ Finlay, Murray, hands on the football, kicks in, ball on the non-preferred. It works out okay. Chamberlain marks. He's got Stone on the overlap, wants to use him. Kicks inside 50, prime train, good gather. Didn't have a chance to dispose of the footy. And the umpire says, I'll have it, boys. We'll ball the footy up 45 metres out from goal.
2 early disposals for Sam Murray in this last quarter here. 2 early inside 50s as well for the Wangaratta Rovers. So the ball's going the right way. They just need to be able to hit the scoreboard.
90 seconds gone. Macca's time clock. For Mac Jack Sheds, here's McCarthy. Head over to Sharon. Duncan comes through. Powell just toe pokes it into space. Overran the football, the big Frenchman. Shane Gaston got it towards Chamberlain, who got taken high by Braden O'Hara. And it's a free kick to the Rovers in the centre of the WJ Finlay Oval.
So Chamberlain with the ball. He wants to go to Toby Murray, gets him, and then plays on. He shifts it to the outer side, and then Byrne missed it. Mark Clue turns around. Right foot has a snap on the sticks, misses. Has it gone through for a point?
Yep.
Yeah, just. Yeah, so the goal umpire and the boundary umpire eyeing off, but the goal umpire's claimed it. How many's that now, Gussie?
3 goals, 5 for the FUD.
3-5. Yep.
Lets him down his goal kicking at times, doesn't it? He can be electric and kick 3 or 4 from the boundary, but he misses those ones that, 3-5. If he kicks 5-3 today, they're right in this game, Wang Rovers.
So from fullback, the Tigers will bring the football back into play via Bryden Hodgson, who comes down the broadcast side wing. The Ibis, Toby Murray, brings it to ground level for the Rovers. Coming through now is Joel Smith. McCarthy on to Paddy Murray, who's been impressive today. He's played a good job. On towards the Ibis, throws it on the boot, inside, attacking 50. And Jesse Wilson chops out nicely in the back pocket for the Albury Tigers. They lead 12-5-77 to the Rovers 6-11-47. As Alex Jones marks on the 50. Across half back for the Albury Tigers. He wants to come short. He's got Jay Hillary tied up on the boundary, Luke.
He does, Gussie, and Hillary over the top to Gaynor. So Jake, half-back flank for the Tigers. They lead 77-47 on the Border Carpet scoreboard. Fourth term brought to you by Mac Jack Sheds. Gilmore weaving around, puts it on the boot, up towards centre wing. Lucas Conlon gets a run at the ball, over the back. Daly, Sam Murray after him, so that's round 4. And then Wilson picks it up. Dylan, Lucas Conlon comes in. Sam Murray stole it off him, pinched it. Picked his pocket to Alex McCarthy. This one's come off, so the Rovers have it on the half-forward flank. Nice kick into Mark Clue. Gets him, can play on to Philo. Elects not to. He's going to go long here, winding up Alex. Mark Clue goes in. Oh, gee, going back Byrne in front of the prime train Bolsh, and Byrne takes a good mark, and he comes to Hodgson.
Hodgson, probably been one of Albury's best for mine today, Monty. He's been rock solid across half-back.
Totally agree. He's had a great year so far, Bryden Hodgson. I think he just stands up every week and does what he needs to do, and he gets back in front of those big forwards like he did just then.
Gaynor kicks long down the line. Heiner Hennessy made a good contest, and Cody Shutt. Might have a bit to say about this one. I think Colby's throw to the umpire might have been a little bit offline, Monty.
It was definitely aimed. It just wasn't aimed at the umpire.
Boundary throwing, true centre wing broadcast side. Great to have your company on O&M line for Mac Jack Sheds. Quality steel protection. Go and see Phil Packer and the team at Mac Jack as O'Hara throws it on the boot inside forward 50. Nolan awaits it at the back of the pack. Falls the way of Lucas Conlon. Gets a little dribble kick towards the top of the goal square. Shagan Owen's got to be clean. He is. He handballs over the top to Wilson. Gets a nice bounce. Exits D50 with a left foot kick. But Alex Jones intercepts beautifully for the Tigers in front of true centre wing.
Yeah, here they come again, although McCartney chips in. Takes a good intercept mark. Now we did have one on the outer side. That was Garish. Offers off now, so he comes out this way. High ball, Murray versus O'Hara.
He played that well,
Sam. He did. He just ran straight into O'Hara's arm there and got the free kick. I think the umpire fell for it.
Sam Murray goes short to Toby, puts him under pressure. Kick wasn't good. Duncan came from nowhere. Toby gets it out to Smith, and then Smith goes forward. Mark Clue at the back. Wilson came in. Hillary trying to mop up for the Tigers, takes it across the paint. And the yellow and black lead, 77-47 on the Border Carpet scoreboard. We have gone almost 6 minutes on the Macca's time clock. Let's go to Freaky for 40 winks in the final term.
Rovers have had all the play in this last quarter, 6 inside 50s to 1, but just haven't been able to hit the scoreboard with goals. A couple of points is all they've managed so far in this last term inside the first 6 minutes.
Boundary throw in, deep in the pocket. The Rovers need a goal from this. Falls the way of Marklew, who throws it on the boot. In fact, it was Stone, I think.
Yeah, it was Dylan Stone.
It was Dylan Stone. His kick hit the post, boys. And I tell you what, the Rovers, they can't buy a goal at present, Monty.
No, that's it. They're the ones you need to go your way. It was starting to curl, and just didn't quite curl enough, Dylan Stone. But what a spot to be there. He crumbs the footy as good as anyone.
So he comes back into play from the behind. It's O'Hara who switches to Powell. His numbers for 40 winks, please, Brad.
16 disposals for Elliot Powell.
Dangerous kick. Hodgson's got to work. Hot in his heel was Osborne. High up and under kick. Long down the line for the Tigers. Spencer Jones made a good contest. The Rovers have numbers, but the umpire said it was out of bounds, and with the boundary throw-in 75 metres out from the Rovers' goal. And the showground side wing. 6-12-48 the Rovers. They trail the Tigers 12-5-77 for Border Carpets on O&M Live.
And Gussie, as you pointed out, Giga Kick has just gone across the line. The winner in the Doomben 10,000 up in Queensland has won from Overpass and Marzoo. What a horse he is. Giga Kick, an absolute star. Ken Gallop. Rightio, Heiner Hennessy going forward for the Tigers. On the boot, chips it up. Shut going back. Will he get there in time? It's across the face and gone through for one behind. So 78 plays 48, a 30-point lead to the Albury Tigers on the Border Carpet scoreboard. Cody with it at the fullback position. We'll have our Anytime Fitness Player of the Day following the siren, but we've got a while to go yet. We're only close to 8 minutes in on the Macca's time clock in the final term as the ball goes out towards Sam Murray in front of Braden O'Hara. And Sam on that left foot goes to centre wing. Osborne, front position, went past Stone, ended up with McCartney. Page pinched it for the Tigers, then on to Powell, under pressure, gets it off to Daly, on to McMenamin, handball over his head to Daly, back to O'Brien, on the boot, they go forward. All Rovers back there. Oh, gee, well, that was early pay, wasn't it, Scotty?
He did, he dropped it.
Ends up with Lucas Conlon, straightens up, kicks a goal. Tigers get one, so Boyd was paid a mark. The umpire blew the whistle. It wasn't one, but in the end, it was play on to Lucas Conlon. He picks up his third, and that makes it 84-48 on the Border Carpet scoreboard. Tigers have a lead. Let's go to Freaky for 40 winks.
Yeah, if we just go around the grounds in the other games in the Ovens and Murray at the moment, Lavington with only an 11-point lead over North Albury in the last quarter there, 55-44, and the Wangaratta Magpies are being too strong for the Wodonga Raiders, 104-29, and the scoring on the app for our sister game up in Myrtleford is stopped. So I'll just chase that one up, and when I get it, I'll be able to pass that on to you, Lukey.
A game-high lead of 36 points for the Albury Tigers. They come via the boot of Lucas Conlon. Back in the middle, Shane Gaston hacks the ball in towards attack for the Rovers. Hodgson dropped the mark, but regathered. Got it out towards Byrne, who comes up the broadcast side wing. Bison O'Hara can team up here, but Bice, he's going to go solo. Now he goes by hand to Braden. Chips the ball to Jimmy Grills at centre half forward. Kicks inboard, and you can raffle it. The Albury Tigers could have raffled that one, but in the end, it's fallen the way of Tommy O'Brien, and he'll go back and have a set shot 30 metres out, slide angle.
Big difference today from both sides. Just been the ball moving from the defensive 50 to forward 50. The transition play has been so much cleaner and sharper from Albury Tigers. And he showed then Bice got out the back, threw a tackle, and then gave it to O'Hara, who is one of their designated kickers, finds a target inside 50, who then pass it on to Tommy O'Brien, who'll have a set shot from about 30 out.
To the Evans Street end, this will be the nail in the coffin for the Rovers. It's a measured approach from Tom. Right foot kick, he likes it. And the Tigers are out to a 42-point lead. That's the game at the 10-minute mark of the final term. The Tigers lead 14-6-90 to the Wangaratta Rovers, 6-12-48. Boundary side, Scott Montgomery for the Newmarket Hotel.
Yeah, Tommy O'Brien, not a noted goal kicker in this Albury side, but when he floats forward, he can be dangerous. He's rolling back into the middle now, so he's one of those guys who just provides great depth for the Albury Tigers. We're all over the ground.
Braden O'Hara he's carried on his good form from the third quarter. He's up to 4 disposals in this last term as well. And just that score up at the McNamara Reserve, Yarrawonga too good for Myrtleford up there, up by 42 points, 105-63.
Yeah, and the Tigers turning it on, coming down the highway this afternoon, and they have really got away on the Rovers. 90 plays, 48. And the final term, we've gone close to 11 minutes on the Macca's time clock. Jones on the boot to the half-forward flank. Grills bounces in front of him. And then coming in, Williamson. I thought that was a throw up to Dylan Stone. Yeah, got away with it. And then shut. Do you agree, Scotty?
I thought it was a fist. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt there. I thought he was just quick.
Gaston to McCartney. And then back to Sam Murray. Handballs over the top to Dylan Wilson. Dylan in those coloured boots. Swings inside 50. Just over the head of Prime Train. Burns slipped over for the Tigers. Gainer. He met with Allen. And then a big kick out by Hodgson. Gaston sits under it. Heine Hennessy hit him heavily. And Gaston comes in for the Rovers.
Kicks inside forward. 50 not his best kick. The Fud's going to have to work hard. He does. Does well to keep it alive, Mark Lute. Falls to ground level. That one's spilled out of bounds now for a boundary throw. And Alex, not overly thrilled with that decision, will ball the footy in 50 metres out from the Rovers goal, Monty.
Yeah, just checking Colby Heine Hennessy. I think he's got a bit of blood coming out of the mouth and the nose there, just wiping it away after that contact with Shane Gaston. But yeah, Elmer Fudd just not happy, I think, with the delivery more so than anything else, just a bit frustrated.
12 minutes gone in the final term for Mac Jack Sheds. The Ibis wins the tap, but Alex Jones roves it for the Tigers. His clearing kick was poor. It falls the way of Gerish, who kicks from a step. Jack Gerish, take a bow. A Sunjan goal today from Jack. Kicked it off a step, Monty, and I tell you what, the Rovers would have loved that one about 6 or 7 minutes earlier.
Absolutely, obviously before the Albury kick there too for this quarter, but Jackie Garris, that's one thing he's done this year. He's been able to hit the scoreboard quite often, and he's quite dangerous. He just holds his width well as a winger, and he always stays out that far side here at WJ Finn. I don't know if that's a bit of an omen thing for him, but yeah, he stays out that far side and picks up plenty of the footy, and there was able to finish off his work.
Up to 18 disposals on the 40 Winks stat sheet as well, Jack Gerish today.
Didn't he flush that? Sweet contact from Jack Gerish. Beautiful goal. As Gussie said, a Sunjan goal of the day. Gaston swings one out of the middle. Jones got it though. Away to Page for the Tigers and on the left foot. Sends it down to the half-forward flank. Bice through his mitts. Dylan Wilson through his. And Bice had another crack. Wilson then knocks it on. And the Rovers come away through Jack Gerish, the last goal kicker, on to Allen, back to Jack Gerish. Can he make it a double? He thumps it in there. Hodgson, been fantastic today, and he takes it in the mitts again, Scotty.
Yeah, he's been really good. Reads the ball really well, but that's the one thing Jackie Gerish needs to work on, just his delivery inside 50. When as I said, he hits the scoreboard, but when he's kicking those forwards, he just turns it over a little bit too much.
Monty, it'll be a... I was going to say Bryden Hodgson's played a Lee Masters style of role today.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's been fantastic. He's been able to just float off when he needed to. Obviously, there's not a lot of depth in the Rovers forward line, so he's been able to get the right matchups and been able to zone off and help out the bigger targets.
McMenamin got tackled, and the umpire said it was a free on the footy. It's going to go the way of Brody Philo, 60 from home.
Doesn't record a lot of them tackles, I don't think, Brody.
Don't think he's known for his tackling, Monty, but he's certainly known for his...
A lot of other things, Gussie.
Yes, well, he's a Morris medalist. He was one of the best players in the competition for a long period of time, and he still is.
It was
Brody.
A good night, that Morris medal.
It was a good night. I remember it vividly. Brody, Sharon in hand. Too far to score, I'd say. 65 from home. He's going to kick it from 55. Gee, he's launched it.
Bang.
Brody Philo. I'll tell you what, that had the legs. I'm going to put Brody down for a goal every time he gets the ball within 55 metres. Went through goalpost height, Monty, but to the far side for a minor.
Yeah, he's a beautiful kick of the footy. It's a thumping kick. You would have heard it in the effects mic. Just goes boof off the boot, and yeah, unbelievable. Just like his brother who plays at AFL level.
The effects mic not that good on the far side of the
I heard it from here anyway.
Garlett just under the scoreboard, left foot, sending it forward, bouncing ball. O'Hara did nicely, picked it up, swings around on that left foot, sends it in. Cody Shutt defends well for the Rovers and takes the mark, plays on directly up the ground to McCarthy. They need to play on quickly here. He does to Dylan Wilson. Then a handball off to Allen. And then goes to the half-forward flank, Mark Clue. Picks it up on the second attempt. Now he fumbles. O'Brien came out. Hillary picks it up. Tried to palm off Mark Clue. Heine Hennessy gets it on to Spencer Jones. High ball. That's going to sit up there for a while. Lucas Conlon under it. Bounces in front of him. And then McCarthy sees the boundary line. Ball out of bounds. And we'll go back to Freaky on the 40-wing stat sheet.
Lockie McCartney up to 4 disposals as well in this last term. Jake Gaynor's had 5 for Albury as well in this last term as well. Takes him up to 18 for the game.
Well called, Lukey, for McRae Motors. Kelly in the ruck. Umpire said we'll restart this boundary throw-in.
Oh, that went in. That went one of the furthest ones they've thrown in today. I don't know what he's supposed to do.
Well, you can start by telling the ruckman to get a lot closer to the boundary line.
Exactly.
We're not playing AFL footy.
If they weren't hugging and cuddling in the contest, one of them would have got to that.
Well, the poor boundary umpires have to throw this one 55 metres, and it's a bloody good throw-in at that. The Frenchman got it down. Powell gathers the footy. Right foot kick, inside attack. Chopped out nicely. The Rovers have numbers on the last line of defence, one of whom is Chamberlain, and he kicks the fullback. On the sun-bathed WJ Finlay Oval, the Rovers come inboard. Dangerous looking kick, but it works out okay. The Rovers are going to go to the far side via Nolan.
They do. When he goes out wide to Williamson on the half-back flank, the Rovers. And on to McCartney, takes the mark. Got to mention again, we've been calling from the open air today, up on the balcony here at WJ Finlay Oval. We've enjoyed it. O&M live, by the people, for the people. That's where we are, Gussie and Freaky.
Certainly are, aren't we, Lukey?
And Scotty, how's the sun been down there?
Yeah, it was good till half time. Now there's no sun at all in the shadows, so it's chilling down just a little bit.
Philo went forward, picked up by Williamson, straightens up, has a shot on goal. That's a 6-pointer. So Williamson kicks it for the Rovers. 90 plays 61 on the border carpet scoreboard. McDonald's time clock in the final term has gone 17 minutes. Here's Brad Freak, the star of the 40-wing stat sheet.
Yeah, they've just been able to get more inside 50s in this last term. The Wangaratta Rovers up to 11 for this quarter compared to 6 for the Albury Tigers, but just haven't been able to hit the scoreboard regularly enough. Jay, as we touched on, Jake Gaynor was up to 5 disposals in this last quarter, which gets him to 18 for the game. Dylan Stone also had 5 in this last quarter, gets him 20 for the game as well. But Lockie McCartney there, he's up to 6 disposals in this last term as well. I really liked his game. Today he's up to 27 for the match.
Sam Murray gone to full forward, the coach. Try and get himself on the score sheet. Back in the middle, Elliot Powell chases the football towards the outer side.
Dodging Luke Daly, I think, down there.
I think so. Mark Liu works his way up the ground. Bice retreats to Powell. Powell wants to find his preferred right now. He goes by hand. He gets the ball to Bice, who kicks long down the line. Lucas Collin the target. The Rovers have numbers. Jack Gerrish did well. Handball's back inboard. Shut assisted. And the ball spills out of bounds for a boundary throw in 75 from the Tigers' goal. They lead this contest 14-6-90 to the Rovers 8-13-61. It's on the Mac Jack Shed scoreboard. And for McRae Motors, Luke Francis, take it away. You're listening to O&M Live.
Yeah, here we go, Gussie. So ball comes back into play. Kelly down in front trying to get Gaynor. Goes again. Philo. And then O'Hara goes off the ground into the forward line. Lucas Collin picks it up, dishes off to Bice. Bice got rid of a rover. Left foot, Nana peels it. Nah. Nolan takes the mark. Freaky will go around the grounds very shortly as Nolan comes out and goes to McCartney. Finds him inside defensive 50. High ball for Smith. To sit under it for half an hour, get a shocking bounce and went after it, and the ball has gone out of bounds. Let's go to Freaky and go around the grounds here on O&M Live.
Yeah, 60-point lead to Yarrawonga up there at McNamara Reserve, 124-64 in the other games in the Ovens and Murray at the moment. An 11-point lead for Lavington over North Albury, and the Wangaratta Magpies too good for the Raiders.
Ibis in the ruck. He gave away a free kick to Big Ben Kelly for a push.
Jeez, that's 50, isn't it?
I think so.
Gone leaning on that this year, I reckon.
Big Ben kicks inside, forward 50. Conlon, Lucas, too strong. Takes the mark, 40 metres out in a 45-degree angle. And this one would put some icing on the cake.
Yeah, great kick there from Ben Kelly. He set it out in front. Conlon's been dangerous forward today. I reckon this might be something, though, even when Jacob gets back, throw both of them forward and be really, really dangerous. I love seeing it.
So Lucas Conlon, of course, played all his footy in his junior career as a key forward. He's become one of the best fullbacks in the comp at the Albury Tigers. Footy in hand to the Evans Street end. Not the best strike of the footy. It's across the face at the top of the goal square. Numbers lurk. One on by the Rovers. Elmer Fudd's a long way from home, stuck in defence. Bice mops up and Bice kicks a Sunjan goal today. Something from nothing for the Albury Tigers. Riley Bice, he's kicked 2 The Tigers have kicked 15, and that's game, set, match on O&M Live.
Yeah, what a bit of crumbing there from Riley Bice. Just bang, straight through on the snap. But, yeah, just the defensive pressure again. Rovers weren't able to get an easy exit, and the Albury boys were able to keep it nice and deep inside 50, and they get that second shot at goal, which they put through.
Wouldn't want to be you today, Mont. You're going to have a tough choice picking the Anytime Fitness
I've got
player.
no idea. I'm just looking through my sheet now. I've got no idea, Freaky.
There's a couple of names that ring to mind. I think Braden O'Hara, he's up to 29 disposals and kicked a couple of goals.
Well, I speak to Owie enough during the week. I don't want to speak to him on a Saturday.
You can rule out Tristan Linaz the best on ground today.
He's been in my ear already thinking he should have bloody got something. But, yeah, I've had enough of him too.
Oh, Mirrors is not happy here up on the balcony.
Mirrors up on the balcony.
He's not happy. I think Mirrors is about to tear down this petition here, Gussie. I think he might be coming after us. Here it is on centre wing. Spencer Jones into Greels. And Mirrors is up on his feet. Interesting stuff. Greels goes in for the Tigers. Lucas Collin over his head. Ends up with Garley played on.
No, the umpire didn't tell him to.
Doesn't matter.
Advantage. It'll be a goal.
He's going to bring it back. He's going to bring it back. Yeah, which I don't mind that. He called blue time off because of a bit of misconception whether he called play on or not, so I don't mind that.
Bit of me time for the man in green, Gussie.
I don't know if Jeff's got the distance from you, Monty, after
I reckon he's cooked too quietly. He looks tired, doesn't he, Jeffy?
This is one of the best games I've seen Jeff play in Tigers colours.
Oh, I agree. Totally agree. I reckon he's been very dangerous. I reckon this year he's been his best year so far, and he's just looking more and more dangerous every time he steps out there in Albury Tigers colours, and it's good to see. It's what everyone wants to see in the competition.
The last final he played last year was his best game to date for the Tigers, and he's carrying on that form.
Well, last week as well, I thought he was outstanding. Would have been in Albury's top 4 or 5 best players last week.
Love the yellow wheels. In he comes Jeff Garlett and misses it.
Distance, no issue, Gussie.
Accuracy was, Mont.
True.
97. 97 plays 61, as Gus said. 3-3 to Jeff Garlett. We've gone 22 in the final term here on the Macca's Time Clock.
Monty, I'd imagine the Albury Tigers will look to bring a couple of the Rolls Royces to the bench in the dying stages of the game.
Yeah, I think they will. You surely do put the cue on the rack a little bit, but as you see, a torpedo from full back. You don't mind seeing them.
We like seeing that. We want to see more of them in the first quarter. Don't just roll them out when the game's done and dusted. McCarthy, been the Rovers' best Simone, gets it up towards half forward. Prime train, regathers, kicks inside forward 50. The Fudd brings it to ground level. Wilson's got to be clean. In fact, it was Hamish Gilmore. Shimmies and shakes, gets it to Ben Kelly, off to Bryden Hodgson. Right foot kick inboard's a good one. He's got Conlon on the edge of the centre square. Kicks inside forward 50. Griddles needs a good bounce. Gets it now. Wants to find the left. Handball's over the top. Jeff shimmies, shakes. Got the belly of the ball high up and under.
Had a handball there to Jimmy Grills who had no one within 30 metres.
He certainly did, Mots. Jeffrey has kicked 3 goals for.
Jeez, he's looked dangerous in that forward half when they've just played him one out and full forward. I think that might be, as you touched on as well, with Lucas going down there, even when Jacob comes back, I think that's something that they might be able to run with a little bit more, the Tigers.
Absolutely. He's just that little bit more mobile than Benny Kelly, isn't he? So I like to see it.
Scott Montgomery, Brad Freak, Gus McLeod and Luke Francis, brought to you by McRae Motors this afternoon. Wilson got it off to McCartney, on to Stone, and they move it quickly now with Garish. Try to take on Page, and he's gone. Absolutely gone cold. Well done, Jacob Page. And he moves it now to the outer side. Grills has got it. So can the Tigers add to their tally? 98 plays 61, they lead. Trying to head forward and kick their 16th, but Chamberlain on half back for the Rovers, almost run around in a circle. Delivers to Osborne. Osborne plays on. This is better. Then a long kick forward. One-on-one. Wilson, Mark Clue. Ball out the back. Wilson, G tries hard for his footy club. Up against Williamson. Williamson off his shins. Ball heading towards the line. Still in. Picked up by Spencer Jones. On to Gilmore. Weaving through traffic. Hand passes on to Byrne. And then Byrne down the line. Great football to Heine Hennessy.
Heine Hennessy, Monty, played his best game in Tigers colours for mine.
Absolutely, totally agree. And he showed, obviously, last year was really good at Holbrook doing this sort of role, and he's doing it today for the Albury Tigers.
Murray regathers the footy for the Rovers. Chamberlain's got to be clean. He retreats. He goes backwards. The mark has been taken. So the Albury Tigers will cruise to victory. 98 plays 61 for Border Carpets. The kick-in board's a good one. Finds its way to Williamson on the edge of the centre square. Wants to find Philo on the give and go, but Philo's handball was poor. Kelly chops out for the Tigers. Gilmore now. Back to O'Brien, back to Kelly. Ooh. Kelly's kick was a low chisel and it got Boyd in the guts. Brought it to ground level. Wants to feed it back towards Williamson. Gilmore, who's been good today, to Heiner Hennessy. This is Tiggy Touchwood footy. Pinballing around. Murray keeps it alive. He tries to take on Ben Kelly, and Ben Kelly got him. Picked his pocket. Well done, big fella. He's won himself a free kick for holding the ball across half back for the Albury Tigers. This game's done and dusted. 98 plays 61 for Border Carpets. 25 minutes gone for Mac Jack Sheds.
Yeah, that's right, Gussie. The Tigers are home at WJ Finlay. They'll pick up the points in this round 6 clash against the Rovers. Boyd gets it up to McCartney, who's played a great game for the brown and gold. Look at that high ball going forward, an entry they get. Mark Lewin, Wilson, prime train, left foot, has a snap on the sticks. Has he got it? I reckon he's got it all right. That is a Sunjan goal of the day to the prime train. Tom Bolsh, and that's a double. In the green boots, Freaky on the 40-wing stat sheet. What do we got, mate?
Yeah, up to 13 inside 50s in this quarter for the Wangaratta Rovers. They've been able to hit the scoreboard a little bit more regularly, but Lockie McCartney would touch on. He's probably been the real bright light for the Rovers today. He's up to 11 disposals in this last quarter, 32 for the game. He's had 22 of them in the second half himself, so I feel like he's played a really lone hand in that midfield today. He's never given up for the Rovers, and he can really hold his head high at the end of the game.
Just Braden O'Hara's come off, boys. I reckon he just rolled an ankle in a marking contest on the wing here. So he's, a bit sore, but he's come off, and I think he'll be all right. But, yeah, see how we go.
I don't think Braden will be playing interleague next week, so he'll have a 2-week recovery.
I don't think he likes playing on Saturdays as it is.
Gaston won the clearance. Alex Jones gathers the footy. Whistle off the footy, Monty, for the Newmarket Hotel.
Yeah, I think Gatto, the Frenchman, might have been holding on to Spencer Jones, trying to keep up with the smaller, younger fella. So, yeah. No, it's going to go the other way. I saw it the other way.
You are full of it, Mont.
I saw it the other way. Gatto had hold of him. I don't know what's going on there.
Murray. This is Sam. His 40 winks disposals, Brad.
He's up to 8 in this last quarter, which takes him 36 for the game.
Gets inside forward 50. Prime train. Burrows his way through. Knocks into a bit of space. Braden McMenamin. Been solid today for the Albury Tigers. Got it out towards Duncan, as Duncan kicks dangerously, but Page is up to the task. Kicks inboard, and the Tigers are going to play methodically. Ball's in the hands of Byrne. It was a late inclusion into the side for Jacob Conlon, and I've liked his game today as the siren sounds. Full time at the WJ Finlay Oval. The Albury Tigers are victorious. 15-8-98 to the Rovers 9-13-67. It's a big win in the context of the season, and it's the first time the Rovers have suffered a loss at their home deck in 2023.
Yeah, Gussie, so they come down the highway and they pick up the points in emphatic fashion in the end. They were just far too classy for the Wang Rovers, who tried at times, but the Tigers just answered everything. And very shortly we'll head down to ground level and catch up with Scotty Montgomery for the Newmarket Hotel, and we will find out who our Anytime Fitness Player of the Day is. So
plenty to choose from, Lukey.
That's it, Gussie. There sure is. Yeah, it's a tough task trying to weed someone out. That is for sure.
Bryden Hodgson, a big chance of mine. I really liked his game. I thought he was emphatic across half-back. The amount of work he did chopping off for the Albury Tigers was really good. I thought Jeff Garlett played his best game for the Albury Tigers. Riley Bice's first half was just simply outstanding as well.
Certainly was. And the man we just mentioned moments ago coming to the bench with an ankle injury, or maybe a slight one, was Braden O'Hara. I thought he was fantastic as well. So there's some Tigers. And then for the Rovers, thought McCartney was fantastic.
It clearly their best for mine.
It's going to be hard for to win it from a losing team, but he was fantastic in the blonde locks today. Absolutely sensational. So, Scotty, he's weaving his way through out there.
We might actually cross to Monty for the Newmarket Hotel. You just had a quick chat to Isaac Muller, who seems to be in okay spirits.
Yeah, just asked him how he was, and he said he's feeling all right. Asked him if he went fully out or not, and he said he was a little bit dazed, but he's a bit annoyed that the umpires actually made the call to the trainers that he wasn't allowed to come back on, which I don't think that's actually part of their job, is it?
It's news to me, Monty, but I could be wrong. These protocols do change.
They do. Look, it's the right call for him not to come back out, but I don't think it's their decision at the end of the day. It's the trainers, and that's how it should be.
Absolutely. Well, Monty, you're going to have to do a bit of some of your best work here to find our Anytime Fitness player of the day. We'll let you do that. He's chatting with Brad Freak out there, two of the great minds in football broadcasting, assessing this one, Lukey.
He is, Gussie. Now tell me about Mirrors. Mirrors up here on the last term. He stood up, Mirrors Lanaz, and he was just having a bit of a chat to you.
Bit of feedback from Mirrors, of course. He's one of our favourites.
He is. He's one of our favourites.
Shout out to Mirrors Nan, who lives in Beechworth. She tunes in every week.
Oh, beautiful. Hi, Nan.
Hello to Nan.
Hope you're well.
Nan, and hello to all the listeners that have tuned in. Final score here at the Albury Tigers. They've run away with an emphatic win, 15-8-98 to 9-13-67. We'll cross boundary side for the Newmarket Hotel. Scott Montgomery with our Anytime Fitness Player of the Day.
Yeah, boys, got Braden O'Hara, Anytime Fitness Player of the Day, mate. Good win to come down here and take that one away from the Rovers.
Yeah, definitely. After last week, it's always good. It's a hard game when you come down here all the time. Over the last 2 years, I reckon they've had our measure down here. So, it was good, real good win.
Spoke to you early on in the year and you were saying you're playing on the wing and running around with all these young blokes back in the middle today, mate. Picked up 29 touches on the 40-wing stats. Really good effort, and you were able to just find a bit of that form and also hit the scoreboard as well, mate.
It was good. I've been hitting, knocking on Shawnee's door for a while, saying just get me back in the middle. I'm 35, but I can still run.
Yeah, no cramps. And ankle, mate, all good at the end of the game there?
Just like rolled it on the inside a little bit, but I'm fine.
Go ice up, mate, and enjoy it.
No worries. Thanks, mate. Thanks, guys.
Braden O'Hara, our Anytime Fitness Player of the Day, with 29 disposals and 2 goals. That would have been impressive. And Monty and Brad are going to have to hit the legs here to get inside the rooms for the song. Of course, the Albury Tigers running away victorious in this game of footy. Too strong for the Rovers, 15-8 to 9-13. A good win for the Tigers, Lukey, in emphatic fashion for mine.
Yeah, that's right, Gussie. They're a class act, and they came down the road, and after their loss to the Maggies, there's absolutely no doubt they believed they should have won that game against the Magpies, but it wasn't to be. They turned up and gave it everything, the boys from the Black and White Stripes, but this afternoon they bounced back to form, the Tigers, and it was Scotty Montgomery down on ground level with Braden O'Hara, as Gus McLeod said, our Anytime Fitness Player of the Day.
We'll make our way into the rooms. The Albury Tigers will sing the song loud and proud this evening. Of course, the Rovers hasn't been a happy hunting ground for the Tigers of late, so they'll enjoy this one. And we'll follow Monty into the rooms to sing the Albury Tigers song. Running away victors, 98 to 67 on O&M Live. Tigers 15-8-98 defeating the Rovers 9-13-67. We'll take a break. You're listening to O&M Live, where you won't miss a thing.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a crumbed barramundi fillet served with chips and dill hollandaise from just $22. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SSNA.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Albury Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
Go where you can live and learn locally. Go where students come first. Go for the choice of 120 courses across 11 campuses. Go for it with GoTAFE.
0.0% alcohol. This changes everything.
Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
How many subscriptions do you have? One for entertainment? And one for news? And meditation? One for sport? And one for music? Whatever you're into, you can now manage select paid subscriptions in one place and save up to 10% with Optus SubHub. Discover what's trending and save by bundling them all together. Streamline your subscriptions with Optus SubHub. It starts with yes.
GoTAFE is hiring, and we want you on our team. Flexibility, professional development, generous remuneration, and a staff wellbeing program are just a few of the great benefits we offer. If you have a passion for your skill or qualification and you're looking for real work-life balance, then GoTAFE is the place for you.
GoTAFE is leading,
Inspiring.
hands-on,
Flexible. Fabulous.
We have dozens of trainer positions and corporate roles open right now. Get in touch today.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a crumbed barramundi fillet served with chips and dill hollandaise from just $22. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SSNA.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend, we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.